Kel-Tec is a proud sponsor of the Talking Lead podcast and the Leadhead Brigade.
U.S. Gear Co.
Get all the swag where we can see it. Put that in your beard. Oh, it's not a patch.
No, sticker. I'm just laughing at Evan over here. Just look down every 3 seconds. Like, Evan, watch the road, dude.
We're gonna see him go flying through the windshield like in a video.
He'll be upside down in a minute. That won't be good. All right, let's do this. You guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right, lead heads. Welcome back to another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. I'm your host, Lefty, and we are leducating the unleducated here at the Talking Lead podcast. We've been doing it for 10 years, a little over 10 years now, and we hope to do it for another 10 years. And it's all because of you lead heads in the Leadhead Brigade, tuning in each and every week, showing us the support, showing our sponsors the love, using those discount codes. Couldn't do it without you guys. So we really appreciate it. We love you, and I'm going to reward you. As you've heard in a couple of the past episodes, we've got a big giveaway that we're working on. It's still in the works. I don't have a date on it yet. We're still waiting on a couple of things to finalize, but it's going to be nice. It's going to be a good one. We'll talk more about it a little bit later in the show. But in the meantime, if you haven't, subscribe to our social medias, give us a like, give us a follow, share our post, share the podcast, bring a buddy, tell a friend. Is that what they say? The Bill Gutman Gun and Knife Show. Tell a buddy, bring a friend. You guys, Utah, must not have that in Utah. I don't know.
I guess not.
So today we are going to continue with our NRA interviews. We got a couple more we're going to drop this episode. And Isaac Demarest with the NRA. He is a new board member of the NRA. We had a chance to sit down with Isaac, talk about his take on the NRA being a new board member, some of the challenges that he's encountering, and he used to be a former cage fighter also, so we talked a little bit about that. That's kind of cool. Also, in this episode, we got Beth and Spencer with the Firearms Legal Protection, and they're going to talk about a program that they've started. It's called Safe and Secure, which is focused on children's education and firearms safety and what they're doing with that. So that's a good interview that we have with Beth and Spencer. And then our good buddy Marco Vorobiev joins us again, and he brings Marco Jr., his son Brendan, joins him on this. They have started a new company called AppTech, and they are going to be bringing in some silencers to the market, some new silencers. So they're going to talk about their silencers that they're bringing to the market. And our good buddy Carrie with We the Female also joins us in this episode. So, as we've been doing with most of our shows, we got a pre-show, and we have some special guests joining us for this pre-show, and it's none other than the cameraman himself, my second staff member for Talking Lead, is Evan Floodman, ladies and gentlemen. Evan's driving, so excuse his background noise right now. Evan, welcome in.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Even though I'm on the highway right now, I'm still stoked to be here, so thank you.
Well, that's dedication right there, brother. We appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy.
Showing initiative. I like that. That's why you're part of the team.
That's right, brother.
That's right.
I'll stand up to you so you don't have to hear my...
You're not bad right now. You're doing pretty good, so you're not bad.
Right,
so I was going to let you introduce our other two guests that we have on here, because you've been working with them a lot here recently. We've talked about it a little bit, and we had these guys on at SHOT Show, and they talked about the event that they just had, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So, Evan, if you would, I'll give you the honors to introduce your friends here.
Yeah, so Tyler and Jason, these guys, like you said, Lefty, they were on the show at SHOT Show talking about SHOOTAH. So these guys are with Utah Shooters and U.S. Gear Co. And we are stoked to be able to have them on the show again. I know I was very happy to get them on at SHOT Show, and pleased to have them on back again now that SHOOTAH is, one more year down, so we can talk about it.
One more in the books.
Yeah. It was just 2 weeks ago, last weekend. It seemed like it was all blur.
I think it was last
week. Recollect.
Yeah, so
May 20th.
Yeah, a weekend before the Memorial Weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So Jason and Tyler, welcome back to the podcast. Great having you on.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely, and we want to hear
Appreciate it.
everything about the SHOOTAH event, everything that you guys did, and all the people that showed up. I hear it was a huge success, and we're going to talk about that. I want to hear more about that. So last episode, we had Pierce Taylor, who's a leadhead, longtime leadhead, friend of the show. He's an attorney down in Georgia, and we had Ton Jones. And today is like the final day for that pistol brace deal. As we're recording this today, it's May 31st. You guys, it'll be 2 days later when you guys hear this, when you're listening to it. But I haven't really seen any more updates than what we talked about on the last episode. Have you guys heard anything new going on with the pistol brace ruling with the ATF? Anything new develop?
I mean, I just saw the injunction from firearm FPC, and that's in the courts right now. So if you're a member of that group, then you might have some coverage.
Yeah, so what they're saying is that, the Firearms Policy Coalition and Maxim Defense, they won an injunction in Texas. And at the time, it was unclear who was covered by the decision, but they're saying that the named in the suit or all FPC members and Maxim customers are the only ones that are covered in this injunction at the moment.
Yeah.
So we did get a little clarity on that, but by the time everybody's hearing this,
we're all felons.
We're all felons. Yeah, we're all felons anyway. Even without this, we're all felons. But there was a article in Bearing Arms. If you guys want to go check out this article, it's from Tom Knightington, I believe is his name. Sorry, Tom, if I fucked your name up. But he's got kind of the most recent update that I was able to find, and goes into some pretty good details. But as he states in his article, really the only way that we're going to win in this is if we can just abolish the ATF. Some people say defund. Well, no, you can't defund. You just need to do away with the ATF completely. They just need to be done away with, and the NFA. NFA needs to be just disappeared.
Yep.
So that's
agreed.
That's the update that I've got on that. I know some of you guys were asking me on social media there if we had any more updates, but that's it right now. So it looks like at this point in time, the injunction's only for those people that are named in the lawsuit, and everybody, like Jason said, we're all felons. We're all going to be felons.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I think they should take the bump stock ruling, because this falls right in line with what they did with the bump stocks, and now that's been overturned 4 years later. So we don't really need to be going through this with the pistol braces, because we've already got a clear-cut decision in place with the bump stocks that this is completely unconstitutional and not right. So I think they should just use that as their rule and just drop it.
Well, that's what's interesting to me is that they chose to go ahead with the pistol brace, right on the heels of the ruling and the overturning of the
bump stock.
Bump stocks. So it's interesting to me that they would charge down this path.
It's interesting, that they would, but it's, again, they have no scruples. They have no, what's the word? What's the word, Tyler? I know it's right on the tip of your tongue there as he's frozen up. So that's the update there, Leadheads. I probably should have started the jackwagon train and made that part of it. But Gunny, go ahead and bring the train in, and we're going to do the Talking Lead Jackwagon train and Leadhead Brigade Heroes and that'll give Tyler some time to try his connection.
The Kiltech KSG 410 is the perfect sidekick with no kick. At just over 1.5 inches wide, just over 26 inches long, and just over 5 pounds, you'll be hard-pressed to find a more impressive 410 bore shotgun. In fact, it's the world's first and only pump-action 410 bore bullpup shotgun. The side-by-side dual feeding tubes and one in the chamber delivers an impressive 11-round total capacity, making it as functional as it is fun. Innovation, performance, Kiltech.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, so Gunny has brought the train in. Train has stationed. All right, so I'll kick us off. I'll get the pace going here for our jack wagons. So I've been working with a friend of mine here lately. They've been looking at vehicles, and they happen to go to Enterprise. Y'all have Enterprise car sales, car dealers in your area?
Yeah.
So we have one just opened up here in our town. I live in a little town here just outside of Nashville, and she went there, talked to him, found a vehicle that she thought she was going to like. And, I'm on the phone. She's talking me through, it's got this, got that. I think it's going to be good. They're going to let me try it out for 7 days. I was like, they're going to let you try it out for 7 days? That's awesome. I said, yeah, you should do that. Get a free car for 7 days. Well, it turns out it's not really free. You have to buy the car. It's like you buy the car, and then after 7 days, they buy it back if you're not satisfied with it. Something along those lines. So that, kind of misleading, but she's like, I'll do it anyway because I really like it and I want to try it out. So she did it. They said that they would not cash her check. They made her get a cashier's check, which was red flag number one. You get a cashier's check, then there's no way you can stop it. So that was red flag number one. They told her they weren't going to cash the check. They keep her car there for 7 days, and 100% money back if she's not satisfied with it. She brings it back within 7 days, or doesn't put 1,000 miles on it in those 7 days. So after day 2, she's just like, this isn't going to work. It's not big enough. It's not holding all my stuff, blah, 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 whatever. So she takes it back, and she gets there, and the lady that she was working with, who changed our setting?
Probably Evan.
Quit fucking around, Evan. So she brought it back, and they're like, well, we've already cashed your check. And she's like, what? You told me that you were going to hold it for 7 days. And this was only 2 days after. They're like, well, we can't hold cash here on the premises. He said, yeah, but you told me that you weren't going to cash it. They're like, well, we're sorry. Well, she said, that's fine. Just go ahead and write me a check. And they're like, well, we can't write you a check today. It has to go through corporate, and they have to do the thingy, blah, 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 blah. So they're giving her the runaround. It's very misleading. And it's holding up her funds, obviously, because, it was like a $37,000 vehicle, and she can't go out and buy another one until she gets this money back now. So as of today, she's still waiting on that check from Enterprise. Of course, I understand it was a holiday weekend, so that could be part of the holdup right there. But the whole fact that the sales lady really misled her in telling her all the things that they were going to do and what she could do, and it's just car salesmen, car dealers. I can't stand them, just in general, just the whole premise, because I've never met an honest car salesman or car dealer. Everyone that I've dealt with, I'm not going to say they're all that way, but everyone that I've dealt with or had an experience with through someone else, they have been shady and liars and not upfront about everything. So I am throwing specifically Enterprise Rent-A-Car in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and whoever her salesperson was. I thought it was a dude. She said it was a lady. She looked like a dude to me. But complete jackwagons in that they were misleading. the customer and telling them false, making false claims on what they were going to do. So that's my jack wagon. So
That's messed up.
it's completely messed up. Completely messed up.
I can add to that actually. So I was recently in a fender bender, and I worked it out with the girl to that I would take care of the bumper and rent her a car while her car's in the shop for a few days. The shop gave us a quote, and I was okay with it and said, okay, just bring it in for a week. We'll take care of it. So I got a quote online for Enterprise, which was right down the street. So Enterprise Rent-A-Car, same place, right down the street from where this body shop was. And the quote was like 260 something bucks for the week. And I said, okay, go in there, show them this quote, and you can get the car for the week. So she went in there to get the car, and I said, just send me the receipt and I'll Venmo you. And she sent, and I haven't talked to her about it yet, but I said, show them this quote from online and just have them go with this. Anyway, she sent me the receipt, and there was all sorts of stuff added to it. It was like $780.
Yeah. Yeah, all these junk fees that they put in there too that they don't tell you about. And that was another thing on this Enterprise thing is they have a $200 restock fee. So you get your money back minus a $200 restock fee. Bullshit.
Yeah.
So
I won't be using them anymore because that was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's complete. And here's another thing too that chaps my ass. So, what's that car lot where they don't haggle? That what is it called? CarMax. Yeah. So CarMax. When CarMax came on the scene, they're new and innovative, and it's like, hey, we've got the lowest price. They're so low, we don't haggle. We got what you see is what you pay, kind of deal. And they just ruined it. They ruined it for us because as like anything, as time goes by, their prices started to creep up, as they started gaining a foothold, and they became just like a regular dealer price, but they still didn't haggle on their prices. Now they, if it sits there so long, they'll drop the price. They've got like this formula that they use, but all these other car dealers adopted their philosophy also. They're like, well, if they're going to do it, we're going to do it too. So none of these car dealers, they're all like, this is our no haggle price. This is no haggle price. You pay this. So, that was one of the few things that I enjoyed about car shopping was being able to haggle and, talk them down on the price to feel like, I'm beating them and I'm getting a really good deal. And I haven't found one that does that anymore. She went to another one today and it was the same thing. It's just a regular used car lot. And they're like, no, we don't, this is the price. This is what it is. It's like, but it's, you're $5,000 higher than over there.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. That? So like CarMax jack wagons for bringing that whole mentality to the one thing I enjoyed about buying a car was the haggling.
It's bringing in the second and the third manager to finally get you that price that you wanted, right?
That's right. It's like feeling like you're stepping over people to get what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
And to make matters even worse, in the last year or two with the chip shortage and just everything with supply chain issues, you have cars going way over MSRP.
Broncos, those Broncos are doing that.
Yeah, 20, 30, 40K over. I mean, crazy money for Corvettes.
But here's the thing. They wouldn't do it if people didn't pay those prices. Yeah. So people who are paying those prices are the jackwagons. Quit paying ridiculous prices for shit. I don't care how bad you want it. Don't pay the stupid price. Wait. If you just wait, if you have a little, delayed gratification in your life, you're going to be a lot better off instead of having to have something right fucking now.
Yeah.
It ruins it for the rest of us. Just because you can afford it, asshole. Don't rub it in. Don't make it worse for everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
Ford
point. I'm glad you.
Ford Super Duties are the worst.
The what?
The Ford Super Duty trucks. You cannot find those anywhere. And if you do, they'll have 60,000 miles and they're $5,000 less than a brand new truck MSRP.
Oh, I've seen used ones that are more than, You could go. I mean,
Wow.
that's the thing about dealers that I don't think they're able to do yet is they can't charge more than the MSRP. But if somebody buys it and sells it back to them, then it's used, and then they can sell it for whatever they want to. So, they've got. Oh, I'll use a gun grabber term, a loophole.
Yeah.
There's their little loophole for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing gets me more fired up than car salesmen and insurance and shitty customer service at KFC.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that was my last week's jackwagon, KFC.
What's your main insurance gripe?
It's theft. The fact that they force us to have insurance, and that the insurance companies know. Again, it's a monopoly. They know you have to have it, so they know they can charge a certain amount. And again, all the these fees and things. If you want this, it's going to be more. If you want this coverage, if you want to add this coverage, if you want to get this coverage, if you break down and they got to come get you, or if you want to get rental cars included with it, it's legalized theft. Insurance is same thing with life insurance, health insurance.
Yeah,
it's
health insurance is bad,
real bad, extremely bad.
I've got family that's an ER doc, and hearing about the back end of how that stuff runs, what the consumer doesn't see, will blow your mind.
It'll make you mad.
How that whole operation works with the insurance companies to the doctors. I mean, they have to charge so much money for things because the insurance companies are going to find any excuse to not pay for those. They're
going to deny until you finally give up and just say it's not worth it. I'll pay it.
Yeah. And then to get anything done, these doctors have to have teams of lawyers just to plead their case and force these insurance companies to pay what they said they'd pay for their patient. And that's in the back end. I think that's what's really one of the things that's really messing up that whole industry.
Yeah. And again, the treatment that a customer, because you're still a customer when you go to a doctor. I mean, they call it a patient, but a patient is a customer. They're providing a service for you that you're paying for, and you should be treated with respect and kindness and patience. And the healthcare system is the worst for customer service.
Yeah. See, I don't mind insurance. I have multiple businesses, and so I deal with literally every single kind of insurance you can imagine. I don't mind it. I just wish it was more transparent. I wish we knew what we were paying for.
Yeah.
I wish we knew what we were getting, because I've got some incredible insurance people, and before I found them, the insurances that I had, I didn't realize it, but I thought I had insurance for some things that were very important to me in business.
Yep.
And I realized I didn't have insurance for those things, but I was paying for something that I.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I understand the importance of insurance, and there's some of it that's not mandatory, but like car insurance and your home insurance. If you get a mortgage or something like that, then you got to carry a certain amount and certain things, and of course health insurance. You can't do anything without health insurance. Then you just you'd be too unaffordable. But insurance is important to have for certain things, but you should be able to, again, it should be a competitive thing where these companies are competitive for your business, and not all government regulated, because it's all government regulated. Say, all right, you can charge this much money, and they're going to charge that much money plus all those additional fees that they're allowed to charge. If they would just make it an open business, not government regulated, and let everybody compete for your business, then it would be a lot better. It would be a lot better.
You can pay the same dollar amount to 3 different companies and get 3 totally different insurances, coverages that you just have no idea what you're getting. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that when you make a claim, again, it's deny. That's their policy. Yeah. And it's been busted. They've been busted where, I don't know which company it was, but somebody's operation manual was found, and it's like deny it this many times, and if they come back for the 10th time, then send them to somebody else. And that's the thing is people get frustrated because they'll bounce you around from person to person to person to person, and shouldn't have to be that way.
No, agree.
Man, we opened up a can of worms, didn't we? Fucking car dealers.
Seriously.
Well, hey, I mean, while we're on the topic of cars and going down the jackwagon train, let's talk about. I don't know how it is in the state you live, but in Utah, everything gets taxed again and again and again. So if a car is sold 10 times, the state's collecting 10 times, right?
Yeah.
And that's incredibly annoying. It should just be taxed the one time, if that.
Yeah, so we don't have a state income tax here, which is very nice. Our like food and services tax tends to be a little higher than most places. It's like 9.75%. And then like each city's also got some different taxes and things like that. And I think there's like an alcohol tax here that they charge, just like a city tax that I just found out about the other day. I was like, what the hell is this thing? They're like, oh, there's a new tax. There's a city. Blah, blah, blah. So anyway.
Yep, that'll get you.
Yeah, taxing again. Taxation, theft,
jackwagons.
I think that there should be no income tax whatsoever, and I think the sales tax that we pay on goods and services is enough. That's plenty. That's plenty of taxes for everybody.
Here's an idea. What if everyone had the ability to just pay 10% of their income, and they got to pick what was important to them, whether that's foreign things or road infrastructure, business, right? I mean, like the wall down at the southern border, defense. And that would be interesting because you'd start to see a lot of the extra spending that's like a bunch of BS.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to work with our representatives.
Yeah, that would no longer be funded because the people speak with where they want their 10% to go.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it's supposed to work with our representation in the government is we hire people that, represent what we want done, but that's not how it works either.
No.
Yeah.
You'd get a lot less people evading taxes too if they could fill out a line that says exactly where those dollars go.
Well, that's why there should be no income tax. Should be no income tax. Just tax on our goods and services, and then that money goes to all these different programs. It's plenty of money already. They're making out, off our things we buy because, like you said, it gets taxed 15 times. Yeah. So you buy a car, and then somebody else buys that car, and somebody else buys that car. Then it just keeps getting retaxed.
Yeah, cash cow for the state.
Yeah. So anyway, anybody else got any jackwagons?
Come on, Evan.
Yeah, I could.
My boy.
Call out a couple of them. So one of them that I was thinking about just the other day, been helping my buddy run his smaller business, and a lot of people buy stuff on his website, and then they message us a few hours later saying, "Hey, I don't want that anymore. I want to cancel that order," but we still have to pay like the 3% credit card fees. I don't understand why these guys are placing these orders and then canceling them. I feel like I don't know if I've ever actually done that before. Place an order, then all of a sudden I revert back. It's almost like a instant buyer's remorse.
Well, they're not. Yeah, it's either that or they found a better deal somewhere else, and they're like, "Oh, shoot." But here's the thing: before I buy something, I've already done my research.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think my jackwagon is those guys out there who are just like, instantly buying things without doing the research, and then wanting a return and letting that 3% fall on the small businesses. I think that's pretty frustrating to see that happen.
So can you, as a small business, can you say, all right, if you cancel your order, it's your full refund minus, just like the restocking fee that these car dealers do? You don't get your credit card processing fee back. That would probably cut a lot of it. Cut a lot of it out if you could do that. I don't know if it's legal or not.
One of those things that it's either going to turn more customers away or, hopefully stop.
I don't think it would turn anybody away. I think it would do just what you're wanting to accomplish. Is it's going to cut down on those people that are just impulse, buying shit.
And then it's more time for you, Evan, to be doing other tasks or, the business owner.
Doing talking lead tasks.
Yeah, there you go.
And
U.S. Gear Co.
SHOOTAH.
Or just do an in-store credit policy only, no returns.
Yeah, for the 3% of your order.
Right.
Or for the whole thing. You can
Yeah.
cancel it, but we'll just give you credit by
Store
something
credit.
else.
See, I hate that too. I hate going to, like, when I do a return, in-person return, and they're like, well, we can give you in-store credit. I was like, I don't want in-store. I want my money back so I can go somewhere else and buy this because or it didn't fit. Y'all don't have what I need here.
Unless it's Costco, because then you're going to be back.
That's true. I will say Costco is a good exception to that.
Yeah.
Because you can buy anything.
Still, I don't like that policy. Walmart's the same. I mean, I probably go to Walmart twice a week sometimes, and I know I'm going to go back, but at the same time, I still want my money back and to be able to use it however I want to use it. I don't want to be forced to have to. They're forcing you to use those dollars at their store. No.
I appreciate your sentiment.
Yeah.
But I just know I'm going to blow another $400 next week at Costco.
Yeah, and that's fine, and I probably would too. But again, it's just the fact that it's my money. I want my money back to do with it what I want to do with it. So.
It's like that commercial. It's my money and I want it now.
Yeah, J.G. Wentworth.
At J.G. Wentworth, we say get cash now for your structured settlement.
J.G. Wentworth, cash now?
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
J.G. Wentworth is right. It's my money and I need it now.
It's my money and I need it now.
It's my money and I need it now.
It's my money and I need it now. It's my money and I need it now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call 866-386-3102. 866-386-3102.
That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, I just saw one of those commercials like a couple of months ago. And I don't know if it was a recycled one. I don't know if that dude's still alive or not, but J.G. Wentworth.
We could all reenact it just popping in the side of our screens.
We could.
My money and I want it now.
And he's like Stan Lee. He's in all his commercials, that J.G. Wentworth guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's like a bus driver in this one that I saw. He was the bus driver. It was funny.
What a legend.
Yeah. All right. Is anybody else? Any more jack wagons? No? Okay.
I mean, I can go on.
No, sir.
So let's get into our heroes.
So many.
Let's do some heroes. And, we're coming off Memorial Weekend, Memorial Holiday. And, we honored our fallen men and women last episode. And our active duty men and women. They're always Leadhead Brigade heroes. They're always on the we call it Lead Force 1, guys. So we got the Jack Wagon train, and then we got Lead Force 1 for our heroes.
Hey, can I add something?
Yeah.
You brought that up. So I've got another Jack Wagon that's related to what you were just going into.
Okay.
And this is something that it's a little controversial, I guess you could say, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely. We're all about that.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. So, Gay Pride Month is June 1st, right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Memorial Weekend is the weekend before. So, my Jack Wagon shout out goes to the people who put the gay pride flags in their yard for Memorial Day weekend, but they don't put an American flag in their yard. I'm just going to throw that out there because I feel like, you see these people put it up. It's almost like a jab at Memorial Day weekend. Like, hey, just give it a couple more days. Like, do your gay pride thing, but let's throw the American flags out for Memorial Day weekend, or throw both of them out for Memorial Day weekend. Whatever, do your thing. But the people, I know some people personally that seem to have put their Pride Month flags out for Memorial Day weekend without an American flag as well, and that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'm just going to go ahead.
Yeah,
and
it
say
should.
That.
Yeah, it absolutely should.
Yeah, I agree with
it's
that.
It's because of those men and women that they have the right to do that.
Exactly.
So
do your
100%
thing,
agree.
but like add the American flag as well. That's all I got to say.
There you go.
Yeah.
So mine, keeping on that same thing, that's why I brought up Memorial Day weekend. You guys may have heard about this, but in San Clemente, California, the Marines that got beat by this mob. So this is
I didn't hear
from.
about that.
Let's see I just pulled up the first one I found here. Story by Miranda Saja. I don't know. Teens who beat up Marines Memorial Day weekend arrested, police say. 9 teenagers suspected in the Memorial Day weekend beating of 3 Marines near San Clemente Pier were arrested Tuesday, the Orange County Sheriff's Department reported. The OCSD said that 4 boys were booked. They put books. 4 boys were booked into Orange County. There's no editing in articles these days anymore.
Jackwagons.
Yeah, into Orange County Juvenile Hall for assault with a deadly weapon, non-firearm. San Clemente Mayor Chris Duncan also told the Los Angeles Times 4 additional minors were arrested on other charges. The brawl started at 9:15 Friday near the pier at the end of Avenida Del Mar. While it was unclear how many people attacked the men, there was a mob. I've seen the video. There was just a mob of them. They were just kicking them and beating them, and it was ridiculous. Now, I have no idea what started it, and this article's not going to go in and say what. So I don't think it says. It says the group. Let's see. One Marine told CBST the crowd was setting off fireworks, and when some debris hit him in the face, he asked the group to move on. One of the teens took a swing at the back of the victim's head, and the Marine turned around and charged at his attacker, which set off the crowd, he told the station. The group then circled the 2 Marines and began punching and kicking them using racial slurs and expletives, he said. A neighbor recorded the incident. The brawl appeared to come to an end after a man and a woman stepped in. Finally somebody stepped in after these jackwagons are sitting there with their phones just videoing it, telling the group to stop. So the barbaric assault on the off-duty Marines at San Clemente Pier goes against everything we stand for in San Clemente, and it's no excuse that teenagers were involved, Duncan told the Times. I want to assure our community, especially our military and veteran community, that we take this matter with the utmost seriousness and will not tolerate this kind of behavior in our city. The fact that the incident occurred over Memorial Day weekend is particularly tragic. So, jackwagons right there, these punk kids. Of course, I wasn't there. I don't know what started. I don't know how it actually started. But 3 Marines against, this whole pier full of punks beating up on our Marines. Now, I don't know if they weren't in their uniforms. So, who knows if they knew they were Marines or not. But anyway, just the whole fact that you got 50 people beating on 3, that's just ridiculous. That's not even fair.
It's crazy that people are still just willing to pull out their phone and start recording. It reminds me of that Seinfeld episode. It's like one of the final episodes where they're filming that guy getting beaten, and then they end up in prison because of it. That was, Seinfeld back in late 90s or something. But
yeah, Seinfeld.
Everybody wants to get that Instagram or that TikTok views, so yeah, that's what they're after.
So I know we're doing heroes, but I had to throw those jackwagons. I forgot about those jackwagons. My heroes are Justin and Spencer, who came over and worked on my pool today in the pouring rain. So those 2 guys, real American heroes.
Real American heroes.
Justin and Spencer with Hunt Pools. Appreciate
Nice.
you guys. Thanks for the hard work. You better come back and finish it. No, they will. What about you guys? You got heroes?
Yeah, I got one. So I just wanted to shout out all of the staff at SHOOTAH. Those guys rocked it, especially the ones who showed up Friday, worked through the night, the ones who stayed the night there. So a couple guys like Adon and JD. There's a few more, like Kevin. So those guys really powered through, really helped out. It would not have been possible with all of those guys. And obviously these 2 right here, Jason and Tyler. But it's always important to have those extra hands on deck to do what needed to get done. So those are my heroes.
Nice. What about you, Jason?
I mean, on the same track of heroes of SHOOTAH, there was a particular local company that steps up every year, and this year they stepped up huge to help make sure that SHOOTAH was a success, and that's R&R Tactical. And so, little shout out to them. Rudy he's just got a huge heart. He's a veteran, and has a lot of passion to providing people safe and fun experiences around firearms, and especially around kids. When we do kids events, he's always right there to help us. But it was I think this event was a lot of success. From his help and he shut down his store and brought out probably 30 staff to create a really amazing experience for people. And shout out to you,
Rudy.
He's the man.
Rudy Rabbit.
Rudy's the man.
That's one hero.
Yeah.
How about you, Tyler?
I'll throw two out there. It's my wife's birthday today, so I'm just going to throw her out there. She's a hero of mine.
Hey, kid, I hear it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you.
She's a rock star. She puts up with my businesses and hobbies, and she takes care of 3 crazy kids. And at the end of the day, she's a mom bear. She does what has to get done. And so she's amazing. Caitlin, love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Caitlin.
Happy birthday.
If for all of you who came to SHOOTAH or saw it on social media, I just want to say none of that. I mean, my wife and I started putting it into what it was years ago, but Jason right here is the freaking man. He has worked literally 7 months nonstop, full time, 50 plus hour weeks to make SHOOTAH happen. And it would be, there's no way it would be even close to what it is without Jason. He deserves a lot more credit than he gets to put together SHOOTAH. So I'm going to throw Jason in there as a hero too, because he really pulled it together this year with Evan as our kind of general manager of the day of and the logistics and everything, and between both of them, it was just amazing. But Jason's been working tirelessly, getting more gray hairs from it than I'm sure he cares to admit. And it was amazing this year. It was amazing. And
we're going to talk about that. We're going to get into these interviews first, and then we're going to come back, Leadheads, on the tail end, and you're going to hear all about this year's SHOOTAH out in Utah.
Introducing our new belly band holster. Whether you're hitting the gym or running a quick errand, our belly band is one of the most comfortable and safest ways to carry your firearm. The center section allows you to carry most common pistols. Left or right-handed, this has you covered. A hard laminate trigger shield protects the firearm's trigger from unwanted intrusion, giving you ease of mind while carrying every day. 2 elastic sleeves give you the flexibility to carry other everyday items, such as spare mags, flashlight, knife, or pepper spray. 2 zippered pockets run on both sides, offering the option to carry smaller items such as money, cards, or keys. Flush fit on your lower back or waist, easily keeping your setup discreet no matter how you choose to carry. Utilizing 3D spacer mesh, these channels allow for exceptional and efficient airflow, giving you maximum comfort and keeping you cool. Carry whenever you want, how you want, with our new belly band holster. Available now.
Go to missionfirsttactical.com. Use the code LEADHEAD for an exclusive listener-only 20% discount.
All right, guys. We're back at the 2023 NRA, not SHOT Show. I said SHOT Show a minute ago. Here at the beautiful Kel-Tec booth. Don't you think their booth is so gorgeous?
But we're missing something.
Well, we're missing a person.
We are missing
some eye candy.
The VIP.
Some eye candy. The Chadron. Yeah, he wiped out again. Wipe out on his motorcycle. The third one, I believe. In like 2
He
years.
said third and done, but he's not.
Three
He
and
won't.
done. Yeah, we'll see.
I would have learned after the
Once
first
he
one.
gets to once he gets feeling better, he'll be back on him. So Beth, welcome back to the podcast. It's been a while.
It's been a long while.
Been a long, long while. So tell everybody where you've been, what you've been doing.
Hiding.
For like 10 years? I don't know. Just kidding. It's been like 4 at least. 5.
I mean, I've been around, but I've just tried to go behind the scenes now, just working. I'm working with Firearms Legal Protection, still doing the marketing, and trying to lay low.
Okay. Well, you're out now, so you're not low anymore. And you brought us some friends.
We've got some friends.
So introduce your friends.
So we've got Spencer, which is one of our regional managers with Firearms Legal Protection, and we got new best bud over here, which is Isaac, and he is one of the NRA board of directors, one of our good guys.
Very cool.
Try to bring new direction.
Are you a new board member?
I am a newish board member. I was the 76 board member last year and got reelected this year.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how is it for you? Is it everything you'd hoped it'd be and more?
So I never hoped for it. So if we're...
I wouldn't wish this on anybody.
Right, no, I got into this. Somebody had asked if I'd be interested, and some of the guys I was training and shooting with said, hey, there's not anyone like us on the board. Please say yes.
Yeah.
And so I ran. I failed miserably. And so I campaigned and got on as the 76th. And after a year, I learned an awful lot, and I learned that I'm probably needed on that board.
Yeah.
So I ran again, got elected, and I'm going to keep running and trying to get elected.
There you go.
To be the person that we need.
So tell us a little bit about your background.
So from a personal side, I mean, I make my living as a financial planner, and I spend probably about 200
I wouldn't have
hours.
guessed that looking at you.
So,
I would think that you probably sparred with Andre.
Put myself through college as a cage fighter.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
So you're not joking?
No, I'm not joking.
No, not at all. I tried to challenge him to a leg wrestle.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's going on afterwards.
It's like your leg is twice the size of her. Yeah.
So yeah. No, I enjoy fighting. When I got a little too old to do the fighting, started taking up a lot more gun training, and I probably spend about 200 hours a year taking training from various schools.
Okay, traveling around the country?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the most recent one that you attended?
I literally. Oh no, absolutely. I took Gun Fu from Tactical Response.
Okay.
I literally left that class on Monday night. Yes, and James is a good friend of mine. Got
Same
home
here. Yeah.
about 1 o'clock in the morning. Worked on Tuesday and then left on Wednesday for the NRA. So
you've been busy.
I've been busy.
Busy. So, Spencer.
Yep.
I got it.
There you go.
Got it right. So tell us who you're with.
Same company as Beth, Firearms Legal Protection. Just a regional manager. Just trying to go around the country, help people, build a business, help with a little bit of marketing, but most importantly, protect people after they protect themselves with the whole financial burden afterwards.
Very good. Very good. I like that. So how did you get involved with the Firearms Legal Protection?
Yeah, so my father, Terry Johnson, he's a pretty big attorney out there in Michigan. Pretty much recognized as the gun attorney out there.
Okay.
So, of course, growing up as with a house full of guns and seeing all the criminal backgrounds.
So you've
and stuff
been
like
exposed to it from day one.
Yeah, like ever since I can walk. So, most people got a bottle in their hand as a kid.
Right.
I was looking at guns and just wide-eyed, bushy tail, ready to just take on the world. Going through college, FLP started up. And I came home, and the president at that time was like, what do you do? What do you going to school for? I said, sales and business marketing. He's like, you want a job? Yeah, I'll take one.
Sure.
Yep. So they had a couple ranges out there in the Kalamazoo area, and graduated and grew up to an area manager, then a regional manager role. And
no cage fighting for you, because you look like you could be a cage fighter too.
So I did train for a couple years in Virginia Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai back in high school. Didn't do the whole cage fighting thing, but I played a bunch of sports, but cage fight was pretty fun for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might need to rent a booth
Right.
next year and just have a cage and just.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up some bets and.
Right.
All right. So Ohio has Craig Douglas's ECQC class coming up pretty soon. You got to get your tail down there.
Yeah. Come out of retirement.
Yeah.
There you go. Bring the gloves back out.
Now, one thing I wanted you to talk about. Let's talk about the safe and secure. We're talking about FLP. Let's talk about safe and secure.
Yeah, safe and secure is really interesting. As you know, in Detroit, it's definitely I'm not gonna say too rough, but it's a different side of things out there. A lot of people have some firearms that they probably shouldn't have, and when people have firearms they shouldn't have, that means it's a lack of training, right? So a lot of the parents just have guns lying around the house, and I got tired of seeing news stories of 5, 6, and 7-year-olds being curious, finding guns, and harming themselves or a brother or a sister. So I decided to take action. So I pretty much created a curriculum, and long story short, it's a 30-minute slideshow for the kids and teach them about gun safety. And then we take the kids on the range and actually take that curiosity away. But my favorite thing about that is when the kids go on the range, I make the parents stay back. We hand out free gun locks. We educate the parents. We give discounts on safes and locks and things like that. And you know, if I save one life, I can sleep better at night.
Spencer, that is awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate
that's what
that.
responsible.
And how long ago did you start that?
Actually, about 2 years ago, so it's still pretty new.
Pretty new.
Yep, a lot of media attention out there. A couple people want to take it on in different states, so we're looking at that right now. And it's not about the money for me. I charge these kids, the parents.
Well, obviously not. Yeah,
$5 a kid just to make sure. If I do it for free, nobody's gonna show up. But $5, you
put a little skin in the game.
Yep, a little skin in the game, and I get them pizza and get a whole bunch of candy bags so I can get them all sugared up back to the parents.
$5 for pizza, I'm there.
Right? They get juice, candy.
I think they're charging like $20 for a slice around here.
T-shirts, lanyards, rubber bands, and even after they complete the course, they get their own little certification too. And it actually works out because the instructors that volunteer to help out, all those parents who've never taken a CPL class, they end up signing up and we're helping save lives. So I'm happy with that.
Man, you're doing the Lord's work. Thank you.
I'm trying.
That's awesome.
That is.
So you got a website, you got a social medias that people can
go.
Yeah,
website is safeandsecureproject.com. We got another event coming up at the end of April, and we're going to try to push them out in May in the Detroit area.
Okay.
And if anybody listening wants to reach out, please feel free to do it on the email.
Absolutely.
And we get
and
this
give that email.
nationwide.
Give that email one more time.
It's the safeandsecureproject.com. If you scroll down to the bottom to the contact us,
Got a
we'll
little
be able
contact.
to. Yep.
Okay. And you said you're on the social medias too?
Nope, not right
Not
there.
yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Got to help them out with
I'll
that.
help.
Beth doesn't love me, man. I don't get any attention.
Yeah.
Well, you got to look at me.
So we are at the NRA annual meeting here in Indy. Which number is this?
152.
The 152nd. That's a lot.
I've been here since the first one.
You have not. You
Beth ages really well.
So what's, you being a new board member too, what's maybe one of the most shocking realizations that you made in getting in, to the group, so to speak?
So really there were two. The first was how many different programs the NRA has. Like, I really didn't realize just how many extensive programs the NRA has. I've made comments to some of them like, hey, we need to get more of this out. Because there's a lot of things for a lot of people. The second was anyone that complains about the NRA doesn't realize just how important their influence is over our political process.
Yeah.
Everyone says, well, this group is suing and this group is suing. And I'm like, you know what? If NRA doesn't get the conservative judges in, you can have all the lawsuits you want. They're not going to get heard and they're not going to get won. And that was maybe one of the most important or shocking things I learned.
Say, keep going.
Yeah. So that part really reinforced my commitment to the NRA. Was, I belong to a lot of other Second Amendment organizations, and I support them because I'm a big Second Amendment fan.
See, that is a great example right there. Is what we preach to our listeners, is that there's all these amazing organizations out there that are 2A, and you don't have to do just one.
Right.
Or if you don't agree with one, there's other ones out there for you.
Yep.
So that's great that you, being a board member of NRA, are also members of other organizations.
Oh, absolutely. There's different personalities in this world. Not everyone is for every person.
Right.
Really, probably the realization I came to is we need the NRA. We need that influence in our political process. Maybe the NRA isn't going after that lawsuit that you really want. I remember someone said, well, do you really think every person should be entitled to a tank? I'm like, absolutely. And so
1,000%.
I kind of do, yeah.
But you also got to choose your battles.
Right. And that's, I got some skewed glances, but So that's how pro A I am. Is hey, if Spencer can afford the F-22, you ought to have one.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
you know, if
But
we're not
we're friends though. Like we get.
right.
Yeah.
So
gotta learn how to fly it though.
Hey, we're gonna figure that out. We'll cross that bridge when we get to
It's
it.
just like when you own a fire, you got to be a responsible jet fighter owner.
Yep, exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, that was probably the two biggest realizations. Is yeah, you know, I mean, that's why I ran for election again, and why I'm very pro NRA.
What is one of the biggest changes that you're hearing from, you know, I don't know, do you call them constituents or members? I guess just members, because you don't represent like a certain area. And
No.
it's not like it's just, you represent all.
We represent
members.
everyone, although I do encourage.
What's one of the
people-
biggest, you know, things that you're hearing from them that they want either changed or they're not agreeing with?
Probably the biggest thing that I hear that they want changed is the NFA. A lot of the
Abolished,
guys
not changed.
Yeah. Correct. Yep. That's exactly it. They're like, no NFA. I mean, I do a lot of shooting and training with a lot of really cool toys, and the guys that I run around with, they don't want to jump through those hoops. I don't want to jump through those hoops, and so that's probably the biggest change that they're advocating for.
Yeah, probably the biggest one that won't change either.
Especially when you just add one accessory, and now all of a sudden it's an NFA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I
You're
love
under
the
a certain length, or
yeah.
Oh,
I love history.
You put a grip on it.
Yeah. Now it's
Now
illegal.
you got to pay $200.
or it's the direction that the grip's going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes a
Forward.
difference. Yeah.
So
Barrel length. I mean, come on. Like, literally. The reason why we have the 16.5 inch on rifles and it's still 18 inches on shotguns is when the guns were coming back from World War II, they were all 16.5 inches.
Right.
And every veteran became a felon. They're like, oh crap, we better change this NFA to make it 16.5.
Right.
I'm like, if it's that arbitrary and stupid, let's just abolish that.
But
stuff.
how much money are we wasting on that legislation for them to control it? Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then
I
focus
agree.
on what the actual problem is.
Yeah.
So on the flip side of this, what are some of the positive things that you're hearing that, you know, people are like, yeah, you're doing a really good job in this, and, you know, keep that up?
So probably two of them, our youth movement, getting more youth involved in our firearm culture.
Right.
And making kind of the NRA literally more of a family organization. You know, get out and do more of these family activities with firearms.
Yeah.
That would absolutely be one of them. And then the other, we are probably the largest provider of school security assessments. And, you know, the NRA is doing a phenomenal job with that.
So explain that to me, what that program or service is.
So the NRA actually has a program where security consultants will go into a school, identify the issues, and actually help identify the remedies to harden that particular area to make our schools a safer place. We actually try to provide that training. We do provide it for free. We try to provide it on a governmental basis, and they turned it down.
Oh, of course.
Of
course they did.
So, but that
and I'm
is,
sure it wouldn't have mattered what party was in.
Yeah.
They
Don't want to touch it.
Yeah, they don't want to touch that.
It's just taboo
they don't
topics nowadays. And
Right.
Yeah, but again, it's so easy to point out all these other places that they have security and that they have hardened. That why, you know, if this is what you're considering our most precious resource in America, why is a football stadium more secure than a school?
Oh, why is a prison more secured
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, what's the
than my
thing?
kids?
What's the thing
You
about
don't want to
common
get Beth
sense?
on the tangent.
It's not common, right?
I think the prison and the schools could maybe be like hand in hand the same.
Right.
I don't lessen my prison.
No, you gotta keep them in, but why are they more secure
People just,
Gotta keep
than
them
my
separate.
kids?
I get what you're saying. No, I get. But if you look at something like, you know, again,
Protecting.
that's just an entertainment value. You look at, you know, sports.
Right.
You look at football. You look at baseball. You look at
The bank.
any of the just our frivolous actions. Is like we put more money into making those places safe than our most precious commodity in America.
Our
is
future.
children.
That's our
Yeah.
future.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that argument, you don't hear that. Why are they not arguing that with And why do they even need to argue it?
So one of the
shouldn't even be an argument.
Deaf ears.
agree.
Harden the schools.
You want to talk about something shocking? When I went on the NRA board and I was talking about, hey, why aren't we getting some of these messages out? I learned that the NRA has essentially been deplatformed. Like they've
lost their ear.
They've lost their ear. There's one media company, there's one news company that will take NRA money. It doesn't
Newsmax?
matter. It's actually Fox will occasionally take our advertising.
Fox?
Yep.
Really? That's surprising.
Very.
So, and everyone else
they're
blackballs.
just the blue CNN.
Right.
And nobody wants to touch it.
Yeah.
Again.
So you know,
Newsmax would.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably.
Or do we watch?
I don't talk in Leadwood.
And thank you for that.
I don't talk in Leadwood. Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm quickly learning.
In our 10 years of doing this, I think you might be the second representative from the NRA that we've had on the
Who else
podcast.
did you have on, Tim? Tim
Uh,
Knight?
I don't know. It's been years ago.
Anytime you want me, if you
Years
want to talk
ago.
about guns, you want to talk about training, you want to talk about the NRA or the lunacy
Absolutely.
of our country, I'm available.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
we're gonna exchange info here.
Spencer and I will get together. We'll be sipping bourbon while we do this over the.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's very refreshing hearing somebody with just a lot of that passion and dedication in their voice. You hear some people talk about it, but just sitting down here with you and just really listening to that passion and hearing you really want to make a change is very nice, man.
Yeah.
Doing a great job.
Appreciate it.
And I hope you're going around to other like podcast media sources and
so
first time the word.
I kind of threw him on the spot today.
Well,
we
yeah.
actually just met.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, this is
Thought you were
my
longtime
third
friends.
podcast this weekend, and
Well, there you go.
I'm elated. So
Very good.
I
Well,
will be available.
you are welcome back here anytime, and like you said, I hope the invitation is open for me to reach out to you and
please,
if we need to get a perspective on things and
I'm more than
maybe
happy
calm
to.
people down a little bit, to get their panties in a while.
I'm just excited that we have.
I wear panties too.
I'm not. I'm not touching that one.
It's so silly.
I'm just excited that we have a new direction. I know a lot of people have lost faith in the NRA and in the board. So seeing someone like stand your ground and fight for fight for us and take that hit because there's people like, oh, you work with the NRA.
Well,
I mean, I'd like to see somebody try to.
You mentioned the
talk crap to you, but-
constituency. The one thing I want, like, not everyone has the time or the availability to be on the board. I get that. Everyone has their own commitments.
Sure.
However, I would love more constituents to reach out to any board member that they can find that may be close to them. Tell them your concerns. Tell them what you want.
Yeah.
Get your voice heard because we are representing you. I can go to a board meeting and say, hey, Spencer and Beth, this is what they want. It may not be what I want, but they want this, and they're part of our constituency. And so, I'm open to hearing those things.
Yeah.
I think one of my biggest sayings and everything that I've worked in the industry is like, if not me, then who? So I see that with your mentality, obviously you. We've known each other for a long time. So,
But some people's mentality is not me, you.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's kind of me, but that's why I do good in marketing. But like,
Yeah.
I make the connections, but
But at least you're pushing and promoting and lighting fire under people's butts, so that's good too. There's ways you can help, You don't always
But-
have to be the outspoken,
That's why
individual.
I went behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're that little spark on the ass to get you going, keep you motivated, keep things rolling.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to see a new direction for the NRA. So
Well, thank you, Beth.
Yeah. So do you think it's going to go in a new direction?
we're gonna make it.
I understand you feel that way, but Isaac, what do you think?
So the NRA is a cruise ship, and when a cruise ship needs to change direction, it's not making a 180-degree turn. It's going to be small increments, but yeah, we're going in the right direction.
Okay.
We're going to be.
So you're actually seeing positive. I'm not going to say change, but you're actually seeing positive movement.
Let's put it this way. The NRA now takes Silencer Co's advertising. The NRA is now, they were one of the first people to file the lawsuit on the pistol braces. We're making progress in those areas. And so, yeah, no, we're going in the right direction. And look, I'm 30 years younger than the average NRA member. So
There it
we're
is.
making
Now we're talking about it.
we're making positive direction. So
So are you seeing that? So you're kind of the new guard, I guess you would call it. We're getting more and more of the new that's pushing the old out. So what's the ratio, would you say, from?
those are things that will get me on the outs if I talk about them.
Okay.
And so
Not touching that one either.
yeah. So yeah.
So it's still out of balance, is what you're
right.
saying.
He said he's new-ish. He's not all the way new, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like, if you want someone like me continuing to represent you, let's keep.
But
me,
here's the thing: you get voted in,
right,
by the members, right?
Correct.
Okay, so
but your name ends up on the ballot by the board.
Yes.
Oh,
There's still a lot of
that
bylaws.
needs to change.
But there's a lot of bylaws protecting a lot of things.
Yeah.
So it's always like a.
Bylaw, schmylaw. Anyway, we appreciate what you're doing.
Hey, thank you.
I mean, it takes a lot of courage and time commitment, and I'm sure you have a family. And
I do. I've got a lovely
this
wife.
takes a lot of time.
Beth is.
He's got a lovely wife that I owe her a drink and a big hug. I stole her away. We haven't even met yet. I was like, it's okay. Explain to your wife. We got to go do this show. That's why I was
doing the
minutes
Lord's
late.
work. Yeah, exactly. Both of you are. Spencer, Isaac, Beth, thank you guys so much for being on the Talking Lead podcast. Yeah. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
And we're gonna exchange contact info. We're gonna get you guys on some future episodes.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I didn't run out this time.
You didn't. You stayed right here. You did good, girl. So, more coming from the 2023 NRA here in Indy from Caltech.
Oh, Caltech.
I said
From
Indy.
the Caltech.
From Caltech. I was going to say the lead quarters here at the Caltech booth. All right, lead heads, we are back at the 2023 NRA here in Indy, and this is day 2, and it's a crowded day. Having a good day. Got a lot of great interviews for you lead heads, and joining us for this round of interviews, again, he needs to be my co-host. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Marco Vorbic, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Just when you thought he had given you every bit of information and nugget that you could possibly need, he's got more. He's going to hit us with something just completely different, out of the ordinary than what you're used to from Marco. But to help him do this, he's brought in his partner. Introduce your partner.
Yeah, this is the Vorobiev number 2.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, number 2?
Hey, I either go by number 2 or you can call me Brendan.
Or Mini Marco?
Sure thing.
Can't call him Mini.
Can't call him Mini, no. It's the opposite.
I don't beat him anymore because I know that I can't win. So he is.
Surely you didn't teach him everything you know.
No, I kept something in my
a
back
couple
pocket.
extra moves just in case.
But this guy is awesome.
And
He lifts things up and puts them down. Let's put it that way.
If he wants to.
Yeah, well, he does it every day.
He doesn't have to if he doesn't want to.
But he's also...
Nobody's making him do nothing.
He's also a consummate professional when it comes down to firearms. Very knowledgeable.
Have you got him on the East German exercise regime?
Some kettlebells or something.
Ketamine
and kettlebells every Sunday.
Oh, he's half Russian, so...
Well, there you go.
Throwing flour sacks.
Yeah. And that other lovely voice that you hear is none other than Carrie with We the Female.
Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate you.
It's been a couple of months.
It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a half a
since
second.
Show.
Yeah.
Since we had you on, but we're glad to have you back.
Lots happened since then for us.
It has, and we're going to talk about that. Before we get into that, Carrie, we got to get to Marco here because he's got another appointment he's got to get to. So, Marco, hit the lead heads with this new awesomeness that you are presenting to us.
Yeah, we're very excited about this. We spoke earlier about us getting involved in small gun distribution, and
right.
Of course I do the classes and stuff, and that's how it rolled around. But during COVID, Brendan kind of suggested that we start our own company, doing all the fun stuff, like silencers, for example.
There you go. Silencers are always fun.
Right. And we're about to launch our company called AppTech, and we're out of Michigan, and we're about to launch our new line of suppressors and
Bam.
silencers, I should say.
Silencers, suppressors. Everybody knows what you're talking about.
Right, and you know, I mean, everybody and his mother makes them.
Cans.
Now. Yeah, cans. So everybody can.
Everybody can make a can.
I see what you did there.
But seriously, this line of suppressors is actually unusual in the way. I mean, first of all, besides the performance, which is outstanding performance, it comes out of requirements of the actual military, and partially was developed by the Oak Ridge National Labs.
In Knoxville?
Yeah. And they actually 3D printed.
The Department of Energy. Can you believe the Department of Energy, ladies and gentlemen,
I cannot
are getting involved with suppressor making?
I cannot confirm or deny any of that.
Sure.
But anyway, they all 3D printed out of the
Inconel 718.
Right, they're mine in the mountains of Mars, southern part of Mars. You know, with the driving around in Tesla.
Yeah.
And
so you're able to acquire some of that.
Well, every once in a while we get a spaceship come down, but
right. So the biggest thing is that its ability to dispense the heat. Obviously, and I already mentioned the performance decibel-wise, and the weight per size.
Yeah, the weight per size was because it seemed like the bigger they got, the lighter they got.
Yeah. So and it is a 3D printed. So there's a helical
all
coil,
one,
like all one piece. There's a auger, like a helical coils inside.
Right.
And it's a blow forward, I guess, a blow through design that doesn't overgas you when you are using it in the prolonged time, as well as it requires minimum maintenance. So, and
because that's key with a suppressor, because people don't tend to clean their suppressors as
and
often
guns,
as they
let
should.
alone their suppressors.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and right here we have like four models represented right here. We have the lightest one that weighs only
6 ounces.
6 ounces is a Bantam.
Yeah, we got the Bantam. This is basically you could call it a 5.56K can. Only 6 ounces. I mean, it looks like the size of a push pop. It's full auto rated. It is just an absolute amazing can. They put it on a full auto saw. The barrel was drooping down before this thing was even it caused no problem.
We actually have it on our Select Fire M4, and I've been demoing it for a while. And I don't even shoot it semi-auto. I always shoot full auto.
This fit on this?
Yeah,
yes,
it would.
1/2 by 28 threaded on there.
So Pioneer Arms has come out with an adapter. Your 7.62 AK, that's a 5.56 rated. They have an adapter that you can put on that will replace the slant brake.
Right,
Yep.
but just kind of getting ahead of ourselves here.
Okay.
Our next model would be actually AK designated models.
14 by 1 with 24 mil in the near future.
Yeah, but this will fit on this one.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Of course it will.
Yep.
So I can rock this thing going forward.
Right.
Absolutely.
So obviously, for the size and the weight of it and the performance, it's outstanding. However, you know, it's not what we call a Hollywood quiet. So it's a OSHA regulated, a hearing safe level. You know, I'm not going to go into gun battles and stuff, but it's important to hear the commands and so on and so on, and also
But the whole purpose, you know, for a suppressor is hearing protection for the civilian market.
If there was a gun part that made perfect sense, right, that's a silencer.
For everybody to have.
For everybody to have.
Would be a silencer, yeah.
Right, so the resistance from the you know, whatever, from overlords is just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It just lends itself and so nice.
They make it so hard for people to protect their hearing.
Right.
And then, you know, we've touched on it once before, but the heat dissipation on this can is unlike anything else on the market. I mean, you can touch this thing very shortly after firing and mag dumping. I mean, it absolutely blows my mind. I mean,
and how is that? What's the technology behind your dissipation?
That's the material.
Secret.
Inconel 718.
That's
well,
the Mars.
The super alloy that's in here. It's, I mean, it's a Rockwell of 78. while dissipating heat faster than any other material being used for suppressors. It's kind of mind-blowing. Really, it's just, everyone should just try it.
You should just try it,
yeah. Just try it.
The only way to really find out is to try it yourself.
Yeah, and so from 5.56, we have the full size, which is the Badger, and this thing is absolutely rock solid on suppression, noise suppression. From there, we move on to.
So these you can direct thread onto your
AR
barrel.
Right.
1/2 by 28 threads.
So you don't need an adapter or anything like that.
Nope, just
direct.
right on.
Nice.
From here, we move on. We have a 30 cal line as well. We have the Strix.
Yeah.
This right here is a full size, just absolute Hollywood quiet 30 cal can.
And it's called a Strix.
Strix.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's 5/8 by 24. Typical.
So I can run this on the 7.62.
Absolutely.
Right. That's a 30 cal.
Yeah, I gotta have one of these.
And then
This
for
is
our
nice.
by 39 lovers, also we have the Nocturnal, which is basically just a slightly shorter version.
Yeah.
But it's brand new, a little bit different on the inside. They perform pretty similar in noise reduction, but I'd love to see that on an AK.
So they're just a shorter design is basically what it is. So describe. So you got like this unique pattern on the outside. Does that go into the heat dissipation, or is that just a cool,
that's just
awesome
cool
design you came up with?
Just an awesome design that it's kind of fun to hold.
I wish you could see the look on Lefty's face right now, because he is literally like a kid
Diabolical.
in one of those little penny candy stores, just like, ooh, and can't make a decision which one he likes more, and he can't put
I'm
them
just
down.
looking at all the. See, I'm picturing my guns with these on them.
It's clear. It is. We can see that.
Nice, cool design.
So one has a concave
cool.
and one doesn't have a concave end cap. Talk about that.
Just with the
on
internals.
the 30 cal one.
Yeah. So
with the
this is a newer. This is like brand new.
The shorter
it's
one.
Just the changes in the internals just allowed for that to happen. This is just the original.
Okay.
Line.
Gotcha. And these are, like you said, they are printed.
3D printed.
3D printed, and it's all one piece with
One
the
piece.
baffles and the outside and
All
everything.
flow through. It's awesome. And
So-
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we have that Strix mounted on an M24 sniper rifle. And our company has been training Southeast Michigan Army ROTC cadets, now going on 5 years. Actually, this year we made the Army training calendar, which is kind of a big deal
Look
for
at
us.
there, yeah. Congratulations.
Thanks. And it's kind of our way. We're doing absolutely free. And it's kind of our way to kind of give back in a way for those boys that put on the uniform.
Right.
But anyway, back to the can. It's just unbelievable. You can just sit there all day long and blink. It's an absolute pleasure to shoot, obviously.
So you can't overheat it.
Can't overheat it. Keeps your gun.
And these are
internals
all
clean.
full auto rated?
They're all full auto rated. There's no
Nice.
gun out there that can beat them. I mean, they've put the Strix on like a 10-inch FAL. They just had at it a few SHOT shows ago.
Yeah.
Like, no problem. And then outside of this, there are basically two other lines. So we have the 14x1, AK threads, as well as the 24 coming up, as well as a 9mm can, which is very interesting.
Talk about the 9mm you got coming
It's
out.
made out of a new super alloy aluminum cerium. With that being said, it's so lightweight, you don't need a booster.
What?
Put it on your pistol. No. It's so lightweight, you don't even feel it at the end of your gun.
And how long was it?
It's
about this.
Yeah,
4
about,
inches?
yeah, no, I don't know, about 4 or 5 inches around there. I don't have one on me right now.
Give me the benefit of the doubt, are you? Okay. Appreciate that.
But no, it's
Why y'all
great.
set me up like this?
And the line for the AK, designated AK cans, which actually we're going to have samples next week. They're going to be marketed under Hammer and Sickle.
Oh, I like that. Hammer and sickle.
Yep, 7.62 and 5.
Are you going to have a little hammer and sickle emblem on them?
Oh, yeah, and with the 3D printing, you can...
Or just do the hammer and sickle as your pattern like that.
Yeah, we were thinking, for the hammer, it would have the hammer and sickle, but the hammer would be more...
raised.
It'd be raised while the sickle would be more subdued, and then it'd be the opposite. Yeah, so you can get, you can...
Kind of an anagram-ish kind of.
Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff with 3D printing.
I like the spiciness of it.
Right
now, I think it's great.
I'm digging it.
I'm always about stirring it up.
So talk to me a little bit about, and we've been talking cans here quite a bit at the show, and I've seen a lot of different varieties and, different ways that people are manufacturing them. The 3D printed, all one piece. What's the benefit of that as going to, like one of those modular to where, you can size it down, add baffles, reduce baffles?
Yeah, I mean, basically with the size here, we're able to do more because we don't have to worry about an outer sleeve with baffles, for example. And we can get away with a lot more interesting, especially on the flow-through side, designs doing 3D printed. You don't have to worry about loose parts,
Yeah. Or like the actual manufacturing process, it's all done. You push the button, and at the end you just come out with the can that's already built.
Right.
So you don't have to have the production flow, the management of the parts, and machining process for each part individually.
Like if we wanted to change some aspect of the can, we just type that in, and our same machine can make that different can. We don't have to have a whole different production line.
Well, what about like baffle strikes or
so
people encounter stuff like that?
So these things when they put the 556 Bantam, the 556 K can here on the M249 saw, and they were trying to do burnout with it. By the end there, when the barrel was drooping down so much, there were some baffle strikes, but it didn't matter. The Rockwell hardness on this being 78, it was almost untouched internally.
So it didn't render the can ruined or
right.
useless.
It was still user
it's
serviceable.
Like there's baffles, but it's not really like with this design. It's not a traditional baffle stack.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't it's helical. So if anything, it'd be more of like a end cap strike or something. It just wasn't an issue for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. What about where people can go and check these out? Where's the website that we can go and check them out?
We kind of
they're so new. You don't have
not yet, but next week we're going to launch that.
Okay.
But
so,
inquiries.
Again, this is an exclusive here to the Talking Lead podcast.
Yes, and you're lucky that way.
All right.
But you can
I know people.
You can contact us at the AppTech Ann Arbor at Gmail.
So it's AppTech apptech@AnnArbor.gmail.com.
There you go. And when are you going to get the social media set up?
That's coming soon.
Come on, Brendan.
Well, so these cans here, it's a fairly new launch into the civilian market, but this is the first time we're bringing them over from the LE dark side of things. So we're excited. We're excited.
Yeah. So Jared just walked in, student of the gun.
Hi.
Hi. So Jared, he saw these sitting on the table and his eyes got really big. So these are 3D printed. That's a 556.
Full auto rated.
I don't believe it.
And they're made from some material from Mars. That we're saying.
Right.
And for our female audience, we'll dig some stuff up in Venice.
In Venice.
I'm a fan. I'm here for it.
You're here for that?
Is this missing baffles?
No.
It's
technically it doesn't have baffles. It's helical. It's flow through.
Well, sir, if you wait for the podcast episode to come out, you'll be able to receive all of that information soon.
Boom. Carrie, drop the mic.
Website will be up next week.
So website coming, Leadheads, and we'll give you an update. I'm sure we'll have Marco on again, and he'll give us an update, and you'll have all the additional information. So if you got questions, you can email me, talkinglead@gmail.com, and we'll do a follow-up show.
Yeah, and Brendan is the kind of Overwatch lord, so to speak, overlord over this.
You can talk to me.
Yeah. You can talk to Brendan. Well, that sounds good. So, Marco, we really appreciate you taking the time to stop by here. On with CJ talking about the Pioneer Arms Really appreciate you reintroducing us, getting that relationship going again.
Yeah, that's the one probably good thing that I would walk away with. Is
No.
trying to get those two guys, you guys together.
So it worked out great. They've got a lot of new products. Make sure you listen to that episode, Leadheads. And then Marco with his book, The AK-47, Survival and Evolution of the World's Most Prolific Gun. You can get that at Amazon. We're doing autographs here, but I guess people didn't bring their books to. But I brought mine, and I got mine autographed. So
Twice.
So 2 times, that's right. The only one that's ever been autographed twice.
Exclusive. Right, so,
exclusive.
When I move on, it's going to be worth like 25
right.
cents or something.
Brendan's going to be wanting to get that from you.
Maybe even 50 cents.
So, we really appreciate you guys. I know you got to go, so thank you for taking the time. And be listening to the AK Corner. Maybe we'll get Brendan on to join us, one of the AK Corners coming up.
I like AKs.
Hell yeah.
he has a nice little collection. So.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure again, yet
Absolutely.
again, and nice to see you actually live. So instead of the Skype window.
Instead of the Skype in person. Yep.
Yeah. And
so at the airport the other day, I got to tell you this story. I flew in at the airport, and we were waiting on our Uber. And while I was waiting, I looked over and I saw this guy, and I was like, "Hey, it's Marco over there." So I was like, "Hey guys, wait a minute, it's my buddy Marco over here. I'm gonna run over here and say hey." So I was running up, I was like, "Marco!" And the guy looks up, he's like, "Who the hell are you?" so I pulled a Marco, just like you did.
Yeah, I had the same story at the media day at the SHOT Show.
Yeah.
So it was like windy and stuff and kind of miserable. So we got our truck, food truck food and stuff to go into that pavilion. And I see this dude sitting that looks exactly like you. And the funny thing is, he had one of those camo sweatsuits with the 3 stripes on.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just screaming.
Adidas jumpsuits.
The Adidas AK uniform.
Which I've never worn in my life.
Right. So I come over and said, "Marty, what's going on?" He's looking at me going, "What?"
It was the exact same thing. And I went up to the guy, I was like, "Oh, sorry." And I ducked my head in shame. And
that's funny.
Yeah. And that story came to mind as soon as it did. I was like, "Damn it."
Well,
he'll appreciate that.
So
story.
we got our twins walking around.
We do. We got our doppelgangers running around.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
So are y'all here the rest of the week?
No,
weekend?
actually,
we're taking out today.
Yeah, we're going to take it off. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's pleasure meeting you, Brendan.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Marco, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate everything to do with the show.
Oh, absolutely, my pleasure.
We'll be in touch soon.
It was nice to meet you as well. These are fantastic.
Nice to meet you.
I'm
nice cans, right?
Nice cans, gentlemen. Nice cans.
Thank you. We're excited.
But anyway, we dedicated to this thing, and it looks good. Feels good.
Yeah, they do. Actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, you guys take care.
Thanks, Marco. Talk to you soon.
Out. All right, man.
Thank you,
Brandon.
See you.
Miss Carrie.
Well, my stuff isn't nearly as cool as talking about.
What are you talking about?
Suppressors, man.
What you're doing is important.
Important, but it's not.
It's important.
It is fun. I do have fun doing it, but suppressors are cool.
But then you get to meet awesome people like Marco and Brendan.
I do, and I haven't gotten into the world of introducing suppressors to my ladies yet.
Well, that's the next step, and maybe we can bring them into.
I mean, I would love it, especially
the females into the can world.
Particularly.
Maybe I should say suppressors.
Well, again, you're always setting me up for.
Tasting. Yeah, you missed our tasting that we did. We did
really?
We did some rye tasting.
Damn it.
Bacon flavor, cucumber.
Shut up.
What was the last one?
What?
Kerosene?
Oh my goodness.
Last one was actually wheat.
It was a wheat, just a straight wheat, non-flavored kind of deal.
It's really smooth. It can't get that little sweet undertone.
Yeah, I think I could add that to my gas, a little additive.
I'm pretty sure.
Give me a little extra.
Yeah. All right, you guys take
Thanks
care.
for the shots.
Yeah, no kidding. Bacon flavored rye.
It was amazing.
Was it really?
Vodka, yeah.
Oh, I'm a vodka
Bacon
fan.
flavored vodka.
I make my own,
Oh yeah? Do you make it out of rye?
No, I mean,
taters?
No, I just buy vodka and I throw bacon in it.
Oh, okay. You make my own. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Make my own flavors.
distill my own or anything like that. But yeah, that's
really
intriguing to me to make it from rye. That's kind of curious. So.
Well, that's the only way. That's the only vodka to have is rye.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. That's the way to go.
Okay.
Unless you got an allergy, then you definitely don't do that.
I don't know. I guess I'll have to find out.
You
Only
don't
one
know if
way
you
to
have
find out.
You don't know if you have a rye?
I don't know if I have a rye allergy. I don't think I've ever had it.
I definitely don't have a bacon allergy.
Definitely don't have a bacon allergy. Clearly, my thighs are very indicative that I do not have a bacon allergy.
I said I don't have a bacon allergy.
Yeah, me either. I don't have an allergy to cupcakes either.
I love me some cupcakes.
Cookies over cupcakes every day.
Donuts. I mean, is it lunchtime or something?
It must be. We're gonna knock off. We'll come back here an hour. We're gonna go.
All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back.
$50 cupcakes.
Oh, I'm sure they're at least $50 here if they even have them.
Yeah. Well, they only had muffins yesterday, so I was a little disappointed.
We the female.
Yes, sir.
Since last time we talked there at SHOT Show,
yeah,
you've got some more irons in the fire.
We do.
Yeah, talk about that.
Well, one of the things we're trying to bring together is doing an Arm the Teachers event in Tennessee. Sir.
What?
Yeah, that's right. I've not been. This is the kind of the first scooping on it.
Brand new.
Because
okay.
I don't have anything set on it yet. So we're trying to make connections and work with some people.
Who are you working with?
I can't talk about it quite yet. So
okay.
There's a major organization.
I can help you out.
And yes, you will. Oh, don't worry, you will be.
Okay.
When everything's set and it's time to reach out, oh, believe me, I have no shame. I will be reaching out to you for sure. We are starting our Arm the Women tour. I think I talked about that briefly. We're going to be doing that. Mm-hmm. We were going to be starting it off in a different location, but we are now going to be starting that in Chicago.
Chicago, Chi-Town.
We were contacted by a gun club owner, husband and wife. They're amazing people. I was hoping that I could get them over here to chat maybe in a little while.
Yeah.
Because they're wonderful. It's the Cabo Gun Club out of Chicago.
Okay.
One of their big things is creating diversity, and I mean complete diversity, like in the gun.
Sure.
Everybody welcome kind of thing, and I love that. They reached out to me to see if We the Female would be willing to sponsor their concealed carry fashion show and gala that they're having coming. And I said, We the Female will sponsor it, but only if you're willing to help We the Female train the equivalent financial number, whatever that looks like, what it would cost you to train 30 or women or whatever for their concealed carry permit training for Chicago.
Yeah.
Single mothers, domestic violence survivors. And he didn't hesitate to say yes. So end of the month, 27th, 28th, we're going to be...
And this is April?
April.
Yeah.
We the Females kicking off our Arm the Women tour in Chicagoland.
In Chicago.
And we are training... I had nothing to do...
Fashion debutantes, apparently.
Well, no. That's a separate event. So that'll be on Saturday. It's a completely separate event.
Okay.
I had nothing to do with the selection. I didn't want it to have anything to do with the selection because people had to apply. Ladies had to apply.
Yeah.
Based on need, but because I would have wanted to give it all to them, and we couldn't afford that.
Sure.
So they have chosen 30 single mothers, abuse survivors that are ready to embrace self-defense, and we are giving them the 2 days, 16 hours, the 2 days of training for free.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I want to do. You want to help me do that in Tennessee?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does Talking Lead and Kel-Tec want to sponsor getting women trained in Tennessee?
I think we would definitely need to talk to
See what I just did
Kel-Tec.
there? Oh, look.
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely us.
Hi, Jared.
Jared's going to join us.
You're going to join us?
Hey, Jared.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that you're all good.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Did it?
It's good.
Did you save that last recording?
Yep, you got it. And I'm interested in this conversation, so I figured I would just butt my way right in here.
Well,
I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So
this is the only kind of acceptable man spreading that we like.
I man spread all over the place.
I woman look. To be fair, look in all equality, I'm a horrible woman spreader. Like I stretch everything out everywhere, bags everywhere. Like that goes both ways, and women need to acknowledge that stuff.
But I can from experience, I could say that women's spreading is more enjoyable than man spreading. So.
See, this is the thing, right? I don't know if you guys want to record this or take this out
We just went
later.
off the rails.
So, but I want to tell you. So
I'm here
there's this
for
whole
you.
conversation about you do what you want with this conversation if you want to edit it out, whatever.
No,
we don't do that here.
So
we do
teabagging,
it
right?
live.
We teabagging. We do teabag, right? But
Yeah.
what does that look like for women, right?
Oh,
I don't know.
So it, but so
wouldn't
is
know.
it the? I do.
I will pause.
Is it the? Like a woman like drops
Hold on
the
a second.
bomb.
I might actually
Is
edit this one
teabagging
out.
good or bad from a woman perspective?
And
That's
Carrie
an
does
exciting
not
conversation.
Need to
I came in at the
bullhorn.
right
I
time.
usually don't.
Carrie does not need a
Hey, there they
bullhorn
are, actually.
whatsoever. So, are these the
Should
people
I-
in Chicago?
No, you're good. We'll have we have Sean come in, or one of them.
Come on in here.
Do one of y'all want to come on and
Come in this
talk
kitchen.
about the?
Yeah, come on.
Talk about
Welcome
the-
in, friends.
Join us.
That was good timing.
If I need to
So
vacate,
speak of
let
the
me know.
devils. No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
You want to talk or do you want Pam to talk?
I'm Marty.
We're going to talk about the event.
Oh, sure.
Just move my bag out.
Yeah,
of the
we
way.
were just talking
See,
about you guys.
I'm woman spreading.
That's
on
right.
the floor over
Yeah,
here.
we were just talking about this. How's
She's
it
got
going?
her stuff
Jared Markle, nice to
everywhere.
meet you.
I do. Spreading out everywhere.
Sean,
Good.
nice to meet you.
It was good timing because we were just
check
having.
already?
Yeah,
Did we?
I'm
Okay.
Marty.
Marty.
We were
Hey,
just
Pam.
having a horribly
Marty.
inappropriate conversation that's going to be edited out or not. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
Put that in the bonus reels, maybe.
Maybe.
So.
We'll see what happens.
I'll take it. I'll publish it.
So you've got your they're train the female going on.
So arming the women training
Arming the
tour.
Women training tour.
We are kicking it off that tour in Chicago with Cabo Gun Club. Sean here from Cabo
and your
Gun
Cabo,
Club.
KABA.
Yep, and
Gun Club.
it's the acronym for Keep and Bear Arms.
Keep and bear. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, just kind of get up on
yes.
it there. You can hear yourself in the.
So we go from Chicago, then we're heading to Northern California, behind enemy lines,
Perfect.
up to Washington State, where of course I teach a lot.
Yeah.
Then we're coming
Kind of
back.
enemy lines too. Still.
Very much right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they just went real crazy up there. Then we're coming back down to Nevada. We just added Nevada during the week in Nevada.
Very nice.
And then back
you need to hit
across.
Colorado too, because they're becoming.
I would love
commies,
to
too.
train in Colorado.
Big
I'm working
commies.
on some ranges. One of the biggest challenges I have, honestly, is ranges. I get a lot of, we want to work with you. This is great. We totally want to support what you do. So one of the biggest things you can do if you're a range is waive the range fees for us.
Absolutely.
And they don't want to do that. That has been
They're gonna have
one
to
of
do
my
that.
biggest obstacles.
They're
You
gonna
know,
have to do
I don't
that.
get paid to do this, and I'm blessed to be in a position where I don't have to. But every dime that we bring in with a paying student goes back into a fund to help
Sure.
women that can't afford training. So we are literally women
that's the
helping
whole-
women.
Come to
The
Salt
whole
Lake. We'll
benefit of a nonprofit, right?
I love Utah.
come to Salt Lake. We'll
You don't have
either
to tell me twice. I love
sponsor
Utah.
your range fees, or I'll work with one of my contacts there to get you a
Thank
range
you.
for free.
That means a lot to me.
Come
And
to Salt Lake.
Cobalt
But
down
she's coming
south.
to Tennessee first.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's an Arm the Teachers event. Although I would love, look, I'd buy property and I'd buy more property. I love Tennessee.
There you go.
Love Tennessee.
I can help you out with that.
Are you a real estate agent?
I know some people.
You know, you dabble?
Maybe 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
I
I've
learned
been in
something.
real estate for 20 years.
I
I don't know.
learned something today about you. I did not know that. Yeah, so that's the first tour. We're going to do a second one, and we're looking at Fort Worth, maybe Colorado, Arizona.
Yeah. So you're moving around, so they can go to your website and check
Live
out.
in my van down by the river.
She's in the. Well,
Age-
I don't know.
age
You
test.
don't want to mark yourself. Come on now.
No, you don't know
You'll
who
get
I
the
am.
stalkers.
Totally gray out there. You wouldn't know. Wouldn't even know me on the road.
Okay.
So
all right.
that by design.
But let's get back to Chicago.
Yeah. So the
'Cause we
Chicago
got-
event. That's
we
the
got
big one.
Cabo here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the event we're doing, we're actually kicking off in Chicago. I met Carrie down at the IBA, the 88 event, and she wanted to do a class for women. And I said, well, yeah, we can put something together. So, we got in touch with each other, and she said, well, I'd like to sponsor an event, but this is what I want to happen.
Yeah.
I said, I would like to train some women, free in Chicago. I said, good deal. I said it's a done deal. So we put it together. That's gonna take place April 27th and 28th of this month in Chicago. Right now we have 34 women signed up for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big class.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I've got lots of great assistant instructors.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll be leading the class. And
Yes.
Very nice.
Yep. So it's going to be a women-led class, but men instructors in the back to help out.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be a pretty dope event. And then that Saturday, we're actually doing a two-way banquet and a concealed carry fashion show.
Yeah, she was telling us about it. That sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool. So some people are going to get to show how they carry, men and women. You know.
Now, you're going to use Carrie as a model?
Well, I asked her if she wanted to be a model, and she was like, I don't know. I just want to come in. So it's up to her if she wants to be a model. The spot
Come
is
on,
available
Carrie.
for her.
No,
Do it for the cause.
It's not. This isn't about
For
me
the
up there.
cause.
You know, I'm speaking at
Well,
the
I know,
event.
exactly.
I'm
It's
a
for the
speaker at the
cause.
banquet. I mean, I will. I told them if they need a backup, I'll do it. You know, but it's this isn't that's not about me. This is about the women. You know, I'm
I
speaking
understand.
and doing the teaching. That's enough.
Okay, whatever.
They'll be sick of me
Sounds
by then.
like a cop-out to me, but whatever.
It is what it is.
Look.
Look, since she sponsored the
Look,
event.
I can bring it. Like, that's not the issue. But you know, I ain't even sweating that. That's just, I mean, I come from that industry for 30 years, you know. I lived in that
That's what I'm saying.
beauty and fashion industry. But,
Show 'em how
you know,
it's done,
this
girl.
is an opportunity for us to highlight and showcase other women. And
of course,
that's what matters to me more.
Okay, whatever.
There's a
Cop
lot
out.
of new women in the industry right now.
A lot.
A lot.
And I'm here for it. Like,
Not
I'm
just
like
women,
Oprah.
there's just a lot of new people.
Oh,
in
it is. And I'm like
general.
Oprah. Like, give everybody,
But we
everybody
like
gets
to
guns.
see. We like to see. You know, a lot of them being.
Yeah.
The majority of them probably being women.
Yeah, the big thing is that it's okay for everybody to get into guns, but my biggest thing is that if you're going to get into it, train.
Yeah.
Know what you're doing.
Yeah,
know what you're getting into.
Absolutely.
don't
Because
just
you
buy
may
it
not.
because
You
you
may
can.
decide you don't want to get into it.
Right.
And the only way you're going to decide that is
That's
if
right.
you go and take a course.
Yeah.
And train.
And that's okay. And you know what? And if you're not,
It's
that's
absolutely okay.
But at least you've taken the opportunity to educate yourself as opposed to
just dismissing
pushing
it based
away
on
through-
ignorance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so, you know, a firearm isn't for, especially for women, you know. Some women have had guns held to their heads. You know, these are the women I work with, right? So they've had negative experiences with guns in some capacity. You know, even, you know, grandpa handing them a .357 when they're 6 years old, knocking them on their butt and laughing at them. They don't realize sometimes that can affect them later in life, and they don't even realize it. So a gun isn't for everybody. It's my choice. But we want to make sure.
But you found that out by going and training and
right, and you don't know. So we don't want to exclude people either with that whole
you
everybody
found out
needs a
that
gun.
you can handle that responsibility.
Correct, and
because
so
it is a responsibility.
It is a huge responsibility, and boy, you know, as mouthy and you know obnoxious as I can get, I tell you, I have a lot more patience, and I walk away a lot more than I ever did. It's amazing how much more BS you put up with when you start carrying a firearm, isn't it?
You have to.
Oh, you know what? Where's your name at?
I didn't have a name.
Oh, Sean.
The name wasn't on there.
Tell me your
Yeah, they
name
don't
again?
come with those. Sean.
Yeah.
Sean. So
he's a
Sean,
good-
tell me
Sean.
about Cabo, your range, your store in Chicago.
Yeah, well, what Cabo is it all came from I wanted to I was going to the range a lot, and I wouldn't have anybody to shoot with, you know. So I was sick of going to the range by myself. So
I just bought my own.
Well, I don't actually own a range. The goal is in the future is to own
Sure.
a range, but what it is that I got with a group of guys and I said, look, we need to start a club to where like-minded guys and women can get together, a diverse group, men, women, white, black, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we can get together and just have some fun and talk 2A shit. You know, so
Absolutely.
That's how Cabo was born. Now Cabo Sports came about is because me being an instructor, I had a lot of students ask me about gear, and I would always have to send them to different stores.
Right.
So Cabo Sports is the accessories part of Cabo. So it's Cabo GC, which is Cabo Gun Club. That's the nonprofit, and then Cabo Sports, which is the accessories store.
We just found these really cool suppressors from this Ruski that was here earlier.
He's an American now. He's formerly
He is, but
former Spetsnaz.
you might want to check out these suppressors.
But can you not talk about suppressors around me? I can't own them where I am, so I don't care about it.
Well, there's a
I didn't realize
there's
that.
a great state called Tennessee.
Just right next door.
It's just right down.
Well, I have family in Tennessee. I
Right
mean,
down
that's
south.
You can just leave them there.
Yeah, that's my. All of my family is from Tennessee, so
I didn't realize you couldn't own a suppressor.
no, you can't.
I learned something today. It's hard to keep track of all the.
Yeah, it's ridiculousness is what it is.
Yeah, so
Pure ridiculousness.
So that hurts my feelings.
Now, do you guys have a
I'm sorry.
website?
I heard
social
you where
medias?
Jesus lives.
Yeah. Well, the social media. I just got into social media a few years ago.
Okay.
So the
Me too.
Yeah. So the Instagram is Kaba is KABA_GC. So that's Kaba_GC, and that's my Instagram. Yeah, so that's the only platform I'm on right now. Eventually it'll change, I think. Soon I'm going to be coming out with a podcast.
Look at you.
Yeah, so me and one of the
Join
guys
our fellow 2 million podcasters.
That's right.
Yeah, and I really want to get into the concealed carry part of it. To really focus on that, how important it is to train, insurance, things like that to cover your butt if you have to use your firearm in self-defense. So all that kind of stuff is really huge, and to put a platform out there for people to really hear stuff coming from instructors.
Right.
So it's going to be instructor led, but we're going to also have instructors on, like insurance people on, anybody who's two-way lawyers, the mental health part of it. So things like that. We'll have.
Are you guys getting involved with the Walk the Talk America guys? You introduce them to?
I haven't heard
to them yet.
I haven't heard of those guys. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
so we'll have to get.
They're the
connected.
mental health aspect.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll introduce you to Sodini and the crew.
Okay.
Yeah. So, do you want to introduce your better half?
Oh yeah. Come on in here.
Come on, girl. Don't be shy.
My wife, she stands
like,
in
nope.
she stands in the background and say, no, don't spend this, no, don't spend that. This is okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is my
That's
wife, Pam.
your CFO right there, Chief Financial Officer.
Yeah, but that's my wife, Pam.
Pam, nice to meet you.
Yeah, and what really got me back into firearms, I've always been into guns, and I've been carrying since '05. We lived in Minnesota for 20 years, but we moved back to Chicago. And we lived with her mom because her dad was sick for a little bit. So I never brought a gun in the house. And a few years ago, I said, well, ask your mom, is it okay if I bring a firearm in the house? Once she said yes, I started to get back into it. And then Pam started to show interest. So I never talked to her really about it. But once she asked the question, then that lets me know I'm jumping in head first now. So I got into it. My wife is into it. We do classes together. Even though she's not an instructor, she sits in on every class.
Do you teach your wife? Do you instruct your own wife?
I was the one that gave her, her CCO. But
and she was okay with that.
Well, the strange thing is that I have a different kind of mentality.
Yeah.
I grew up around nothing but women. So on my dad's
that
side,
sounds like a party.
I had 12 aunts, 12 aunts and uncles on my dad's side, 12 aunts and uncles on my mom's side.
Right.
So, but I grew up
That's
around nothing but women.
Yeah.
So being able to be patient and things like that, and understand that the way I teach and the way I have to teach her is different from how I have to teach a guy.
You're a rarity, because most girlfriends or
rule-
wives will not take
our
any
rule
advice
is-
from their significant other.
Yeah, if they've seen you naked, then you
Yeah.
probably can't teach them.
That's
because you're the dude
amazing.
that's forgot the milk at the store and left the toilet seat up.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason why I can teach her is that when I'm up there teaching, she looks at me naked.
So it took 6 years to get that concealed carry permit.
The reward after, right?
Oh, yeah.
We can be friends. Yeah, he's good. I like that.
Then that's very true, and that's one of the reasons why we, the female, wanted to work with Kava and Sean and Pam in particular, is because he understands. And it's not that I don't like, which surprises people, but I don't like the mentality that women just need to learn from women. And there's a lot of reasons why that isn't necessarily true. When you're working with abuse survivors, ironically, we naturally want to think that we want to work with women, but sometimes women are still in a headspace where they seek male approval and will actually be more receptive to a man's voice. You get into psychology. I teach my foundation is definitely more of the psychology behind it, and understanding and reading those personalities and things. And that's not a bad thing, but that's why they have to be the right kind of temperament of a man.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
the right personality, and so on and so forth. And so he was a natural fit.
Just
for
can't be
us.
your significant other.
Yeah, my husband's actually great. I'm the one that doesn't have the patience. Like, he's actually really great with me. I get not
what are we
necessarily
talking about? Are we still talking gun
mad at
training here?
him. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't necessarily get mad at him. I just get mad at the situation. But I definitely he doesn't get impatient with me. It's definitely the other way around. So.
Yeah. So Carrie, for our listeners, give your social medias and website, and if they want to maybe get in touch with you and
Please,
organize.
if you would love to sponsor
something
We the
too.
Female, I mean, ideally, right, sponsoring a concealed carry course for women in your area, to give them the training for free. That sponsor money goes back into a fund for financial aid because we also distribute funds to other instructors. So women will reach out to us, say, I need instruction, I can't afford it, I'm a single mom, abuse survivor, whatever. We will find them an instructor that fits our criteria because we're very particular about our instructors, especially with abuse victims. You got to have there's a sensitive nature with that. And then we will distribute the funds directly to the instructor and have them in a hold. So when people want to sponsor the class, it's better. But if you have a range and you're willing to help us work with the range, any help is appreciated. You can reach me at my personal email is wethefemale.
I thought you were going to give your phone number out.
Yeah. 555-8675-309.
I heard you parked down by the lake, girl.
That's right, down by the river. You can find me. You can reach my direct email is wethefemaleofficial@gmail.com. I can also be found on Instagram at wethefemale_official, on Facebook at wethefemale. I'm also Stilettos and Shotguns 3.0. So I'm on my third account.
Nice.
On Instagram and Stilettos and Shotguns on Facebook as well.
Very cool. So guys, go check them out. Sean?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll make sure I got it right.
Yep.
Carrie, thank you guys so much for taking time to be on.
Appreciate
it. And seriously, get in touch with me about Tennessee and let's
it's going down now.
See what we can do to make it happen.
Yeah, I would love that. And thank you for the opportunity.
Get in touch with Jared for
I will be.
Utah.
You have instructors in Utah?
I don't.
Oh, I need to get you some.
I don't. I know the guys down at Cobalt, and I know that they've wanted to do some work with me too. So I love Utah. I love it there. I want to spend a month out there, just hiking.
A whole month, just
Come
a month.
on out.
Just hiking, just exploring.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna need a whole summer.
That was down.
Oh, I know. It's just beautiful there.
Draper working on
I came over the mountain and went.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's like 15 minutes from where I am.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, guys. More coming from the 2023 NRA here in Indy. Kicking it from the Kel-Tec booth. Talking Lead, ladies and gentlemen, has left the building.
Hey, Lead Heads. Dwight Settle with Seal One. Just here to talk to you and tell you a little bit about our product. Seal One CLP Plus is a bio-based, non-toxic product. It comes in a paste, liquid, aerosol, and pre-saturated bore-specific patches called sealskins. They all do the same thing, just different methods of application. The best way to use our product is to start with a clean firearm. There's two reasons why I say that. First, you start with the Seal One CLP Plus by field stripping your firearm and covering the entire firearm inside and out, bore, barrel, everything with the Seal One CLP Plus. You'll see how easy it spreads around. You'll want to wait about 15 to 20 minutes. Then you come back and you want to wipe it all off. So you see how easy it is to put on and remove. And the second reason we say to use a clean firearm is you'll find that it's not clean. We're going to pull out more carbon that's been left behind with whatever product you've been using before. Okay, it takes about 3 cleanings, so I like to say a clean shoot, clean shoot, clean shoot, just normal usage before the Seal One CLP Plus has removed whatever product that you were using before and has seasoned the firearm. It's kind of like breaking in a cast iron skillet. And after that first cleaning, you will notice a difference. And with each successive cleaning, you will find that it gets easier and easier to clean. Seal One CLP Plus is a dry lubricant and is designed to work as such. You will find that malfunctions are virtually eliminated when used properly because the majority of all malfunctions are caused to carbon buildup. And with the Seal One CLP Plus, the carbon does not build up. Seal One CLP Plus is safe on all metals, plastics, composites, polymers, rubber, wood, and leather. Seal One CLP Plus is a one-and-done formulation. No other products are required or needed to clean and lubricate and protect your firearm. That's why we say Seal One and done. Seal One is a proud sponsor of the Talking Lead podcast and the Leadhead Brigade. Use the code LEADHEAD for a 25% off discount.
All right, Leadheads. Hope you enjoyed that line of interviews from NRA. We've got more coming. That's not all of them. We still got more great interviews. I think we got one from CAA. We've got one from the guys who did the shotgun for the John Wick movie. Remember them, Evan?
Genesis Arms.
Genesis Arms. We've got that one and a couple of more. So we're wrapping up those interviews. And we're saving the best for last, so stay tuned for those. Now we want to talk SHOOTAH, the big SHOOTAH event I was so disappointed that I didn't make it. I was this close, like 3 days prior to it, booking a flight and coming out there, but I couldn't get out of my commitment that I had. So sorry I missed it.
We'll get you out next year.
I saw all the footage, the postings that you guys were putting out. I was really jealous. You did a phenomenal job on the social media, getting the content out there. It looked really good. Again, like it made me, regret that I didn't go, but had other commitments. So talk about SHOOTAH. I know we talked a little bit about it on the SHOT Show interview that you guys did, but just recap kind of how this started, Tyler.
All right, so I picked up Utah Shooters from a buddy of mine when it was just kind of a social media page, and he had started doing a couple of little get-togethers with people that he just kind of said, hey, let's bring out your guns, let's meet up, we'll shoot guns together. And so when I picked up Utah Shooters, we kept that, but turned it into SHOOTAH, which became more of a kind of like a SHOT Show-ish event for Utah firearms industry. Started bringing in vendors and sponsors, and man, the first year we had maybe a couple hundred. Jason, were you there the first year we did SHOOTAH?
I think I was there in 2016.
Yeah, maybe 150, 200 people.
A couple hundred people, yeah.
Yeah. And slowly built it up out at a location, a dusty location out west. And then, but really the last 3 years, I brought Jason on full time to help with Utah Shooters. And with his help, we've taken it from a kind of a little mon pa, just do what we can, in between my other business stuff with my wife. And now it's I would comfortably say it's maybe the biggest public firearms range day event in the West.
Nice. And this year it was even bigger, I assume.
Yes,
Yeah.
This is our biggest year by far. We could not have crammed another vendor into that space.
Nice.
Yeah, it was tight.
Yeah.
So are you using the complete range now, the entire range?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're using the whole range. And when we came on too, the parking situation was pretty bad. And so we built new berms and probably, 5 acres of parking that wasn't there before. And so we've also improved the range so that everybody else throughout the year can use it and have a better space to come to. And obviously for our event, it works a lot better as well.
Yeah, definitely. So how many people, have you got the numbers in yet? How many people attended?
So I don't have an exact number, but we do know it was over 1,300, which tops last year.
Nice.
And then there's about vendor staff. You're looking at usually 200 to 300 there. So all bodies, we were over 1,500, which for the small space that we crammed, we shoehorned this whole thing in. I mean, it's like shoulder to shoulder. There's just which is awesome environment to have that many people crammed in, right? It doesn't feel like there's ever a lull or kind of a slow time. It's just go all day.
Yeah. Now, are you guys looking? It sounds like you're outgrowing this range. Are you looking at either expanding the range or finding a new home for it?
All of the above.
Yeah, we go back and forth because, it was a fantastic event, and I don't know if we could fit that many more people into this range. So we kind of go back and forth on making it a more exclusive event and keeping the count the same and having more opportunities for maybe a little bit higher price so that we don't have next year 4,000 people, coming versus finding a new place and adding a whole bunch more logistics and a new venue that we have to deal with and preparing for 3,000 to 4,000 people. So we kind of go back and forth on what to do with it because at this point, the location we're at with the amount of people that we have, we've got it down.
Do you feel that maybe if you don't strike while the iron's hot, you'll miss the opportunity to grow?
Good question.
I mean, yeah, all good questions, but there's something to be said about an event where people are already engaged and they know they're going to come spend money, and hopefully they're going to buy high ticket items from vendors and manufacturers.
So you're doing sales while you're there. You're letting the vendors do sales.
People could buy firearms. Silencer shop,
ammo, gear, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, all the stuff. So I mean, it's like any other gun show as far as government entities are concerned. So firearms can be sold, suppressors can be sold. It all just goes down to that FFL.
Sure.
Doing their paperwork properly. But I think for Tyler and I, we talk more about how nice it would be to get more into doing events where there's kind of a higher price of entry versus some like a tire kicker who's going to come just be a body that maybe took somebody else's spot and they're not really there to buy a whole
And you're
lot
saying
of
a higher price for the attendees?
Potentially, but and that would correlate with things available to do at the show.
To do, or maybe special pricing that you're only going to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a higher price, but also more value is what we would do. So we would add features and add included things so that the vendors were essentially almost guaranteed to have all of these people paying for certain opportunities or whatever.
So talk about the opportunities that you guys had this year for the attendees.
So this year we had we tried our hand at what I called the SHOOTAH Punch Pass, and that was it ended up being 6 opportunities to either have a shooting experience, some type of experience, or a couple of vendors released new product never before seen to the public. And others had shooting challenges that entered you into win a special raffle. Mm-hmm. In one case, Utah Air Guns, I think they put up like a $2,000-$3,000 custom air gun.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I mean, there was a lot of really cool prizes that for $50. It's funny how I came upon this. I was at a kids carnival kind of a thing for the fall time, and my kids wanted to ride the bull, and the guy was like, "Well, you got to get the punch pass." And I was like, "I hate you, but that's kind of genius." So we tried it at SHOOTAH, and the verdict is still out on whether we'll do it again next year. But it provided a unique opportunity for people to go have exclusive experiences. Like for one, all of a sudden I forget their name.
Chime in, Evan, if you need to.
The Flux Defense guys started another company, Antimatter, that has the scope switch.
I saw that today. I made a post on that today. I was going to talk about that, but they were there. So did you guys get actual hands-on with that?
Yeah, so they agreed to have the scope switch as part of the punch pass. But people got to see that firsthand, how you can engage with an LPVO optic. You can be zoomed out and then boom, zoomed right in, just like the video game looks. Like now you can have that on your rifle. And it had been teased for weeks and weeks, and their launch date was May 22nd, Monday, right after SHOOTAH. I said, guys, let's bring it to SHOOTAH and have that available. And they were like, all right, let's do it. So I was super stoked. Shout out to them, Ben and Arias there at Flux, that they really embraced that as kind of the celebration of launching that product and letting it be seen publicly.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, I saw it for the first time Travis Haley made a post on it.
Yeah.
And that's where I saw it for the first time. So I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about it. I would have to get hands on with it and see. But it's cool that you have things like that there that people can naturally get hands on. And I like innovation. I don't care if it sucks, if it eventually ends up being something useless. But the fact that people are out there trying new things, I like that. I love that. So
that's
kudos to them. Yeah, Tyler. Tyler, if you need to leave, I know your wife. You got to take your wife out for her birthday. So if you got some parting words while we continue, feel free.
I mean, I've got a couple more minutes here, but yeah, SHOOTAH was awesome. The vendors and the sponsors really come through every year. We couldn't do it without them, obviously. People like Flux and R&R Tactical, Silencer Co. A lot of these guys really put a lot of their marketing efforts and their just efforts in general into coming out and showing off their stuff. We've had a lot of people actually launch products at SHOOTAH, like first time seen to the public at SHOOTAH. So that's really fun to be able to see that kind of a thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Flux defense thing was one of those this year. So yeah, it was awesome.
You talking about the scope thing? Is that Flux? I thought that was a different guy.
Well, it's the same guys, but it's antimatter. Is that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Flux guys with the antimatter product.
But I mean, shout out to Ben and Arias. Everything they come out with is genius. I don't know if you've seen the Snake Staff Systems mini.
Not ringing a bell.
The ETQ. Shout out to these little mini tourniquets.
Okay.
So it's basically a small cat tourniquet.
Okay.
And they're feature rich. And so everything that Ben and Arias put their minds to, they just knock out of the park.
Cool. We'll have to talk about getting those guys on the show.
Yeah, they'd be an interesting group to talk to.
Yeah,
I think
that'd be kind of cool. Who else was there?
I mean, first let's hit our sponsor list.
Yeah.
Silencer Co., R&R Tactical, local FFL out of Utah here. Silencer Shop came in and had a big presence. They were awesome to work with.
Nice.
US Gear Co., which is our in-house brand.
I love that shirt with the.
We've got the jackalope there, Mr. Battle Jack.
We'll get you one of those.
I love that.
Yeah, we'll send you some swag.
Sweet.
And we had JK Armament, Bucked Up, Amend 2, CC Bank, who I know you talked to at SHOT Show.
Yeah, great guys.
And Greenlight Visuals, who helped out with a lot of our marketing efforts. And that's the core group of sponsors. But I mean, the vendor list is 60 to 70 companies. I mean, there's a lot. There'd be a lot of people to shout out.
Just give them a shout out.
Where to begin? Tyler, jump in here. We had Gun Owners of America came out.
Okay.
I thought that was super cool. That they wanted to just come and talk to people and meet more people, and you know, obviously that's what we're all about. So I just loved having them. A local barbershop who's really.
I saw somebody getting a little high and tight
guys,
over there.
They have an amazing vibe, just like a real throwback, like gentleman's sort of, just with your beard trimmed up. I mean, that's, you know, I got a little treatment done.
That's nice.
And it was cool because it created this like really interesting vibe that you could come into the show, get a really awesome
shave and a cut, and then go shoot guns.
I mean, we had Brian Goldstein getting his hair done and we had a whole bunch of guys getting all spiffed up, and then, you know, they're over shooting miniguns and M249 saws a minute later. And I think some people might have questioned.
You know, these influencers, they got to be looking tight.
Yeah, but I mean, what a cool vibe, and what an amazing company. They're the Fellas Chop Shop, and they have 4 or 5 locations around Utah County here in Utah, and they do a lot to give back to the community and the veteran community and law enforcement. So I mean, they're the same. It's the same people that we love to work with. So it was amazing to kind of find them and partner with them right before the event. They were blown away that we let them come to SHOOTAH. They're like, she's like, why did you say yes? And I was like, man, after I learned about you and had a chat,
That's an interesting twist. Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're cut from the same cloth, right? We all want to accomplish the same things.
Yeah, I mean, people who shoot want to look good too.
Yeah, you need to. We can't look at
it all goes hand. You know, that's what I try to tell people is like, you know, everybody's tied into the firearms community somehow, some way. You just gotta want to see it. A lot of people don't want to see that.
And that goes to SHOOTAH as its root. I mean, the idea behind Utah Shooters is we want to see everyone who's 2A friendly. That could be a restaurant. That could be the guy next door that repairs vacuums for a living. It could be
a bank, like
it could be
guys.
A bank, right? And so that's what's maybe unique about one of the aspects that's unique about SHOOTAH and what we've put together is that our network extends farther than just gun companies and, you know, firearm related companies.
That's what I like seeing. That's one thing that I really liked about your event was, seeing these outside of the gun industry companies that were coming and taking part, because again, that just solidifies, how welcoming and how big our industry and how far reaching it is, that it goes outside of what people consider, firearms, stuff.
Yeah.
And I really like that you guys are showcasing it at your event.
Well, and I think it's important for the general community to see that, like, AR-15s are, it's just another tool. It's just another piece of equipment that has to be, you respect it and what it's capable of. But, if your local barber is at a gun show, you're shooting guns.
Your local banker, your barber, your whatever.
It helps the general community, hopefully, to understand. It demystifies that, maybe the media is full of shit, and these guns aren't as explosive.
Well, and the people aren't how they make us out to be either. It's not just the good old Bubba redneck club. Everyone is welcome in our community. Everybody.
Yep.
Everybody's welcome in our community.
Absolutely. Well, hey, guys, I have to run. It's my wife's birthday. I got to go take care of her tonight. But I just want to say thank you for having me on your show.
I appreciate you taking the time, buddy.
One last thing I'll say. If you haven't come to SHOOTAH, come next year. And for those of you listening, check out our social media. We've got Utah Shooters and US Gear Co. And we are going to actually be doing some events under both banners, Utah Shooters and some US Gear Co. events.
Cool.
So
we'll let Jason fill us in on US Gear Co. Talk more about that after you leave.
Sounds great. Okay, well, hey,
cool.
Thanks,
Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate it, buddy. Happy birthday to Mrs. Tyler.
Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday, Kaylin.
See you tomorrow.
See ya.
All right.
Whoa.
Understood. He's got to go take care of Mama. Go show Mama some love. I wonder where he's taking her. Where's he going to dinner? Think he's taking her out to a steak dinner?
Knowing Tyler's going somewhere real nice.
Really nice. With a hairdo like that, you got to. Come on, son. All right, so you were talking about the US Gear Co. Jason, tell us about that company.
You froze up.
Yep.
I froze up?
Yeah, what was your last question?
Oh, okay. So I was just saying, Tyler left us talking about US Gear Co. Fill us in. Tell us about US Gear Co., what that is, what you guys do there.
So US Gear Co. is Utah Shooters Gear Company. But with the name Utah Shooters, we're kind of hitting you hit a ceiling of who really has any desire to engage with something that says Utah. And then for social media purposes and marketing purposes, the word shooter doesn't really let you get very far in certain tech circles. So we put our heads together and came up with US Gear Co. Put some efforts behind some cool marketing and branding with the jackalope and a couple of different things built into the logo that speak to the West, and so we've got a line of cool apparel that you guys can check out at usgearco.com.
Is that Baja shirt you're wearing? Is that one too?
No, this is so I've done desert racing for a lot of years, and this was
you do overland.
What's that?
You do overland racing?
I do overland. I camp for multiple days in my truck.
Nice.
Yeah, but so that's a little shout out to Kangaroo Racing. I've been with them for a lot of years, and we go race Baja 1000.
Sweet.
US Gear Co. As far as that goes, that's we just wanted to create another brand that's tied to Utah Shooters that has a national appeal without shoving Utah in front of somebody who probably couldn't even point it out.
I get it. I mean, you kind of just want to be kind of brand neutral to where it transcends all people.
Yeah, and so right now, you'll see in the store we've got probably 30 or 40 local Utah companies represented with different products. And we may shift the way we do US Gear Co. in the future, but it'll always come down to we'll always be working on cool apparel because really, that's what we'd love it to be is kind of a placeholder for that. If you've seen the picture of Evan riding his little crazy mini bike, in front of our advertisement at SHOOTAH, where it's like the Stay Wild. You know, US Gear Co. really just the embodiment of just getting out, experiencing life, unplugging, just go, right? Just go adventure. I mean, even in the overland community, it's like, don't worry about the rooftop tent or the expensive gizmos and gadgets. Just put that money into a full tank of gas and go explore the West or the mountains. Like, get out, go have fun. You know, I mean, that's what the whole thing is about, is just, getting out and exploring.
Get off the couch, get out there and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely get behind that. That's like what I was all about, just growing up, getting out into the mountains. It's why I own the truck I own, so I can get out and be adventurous. Like you said, put that money into a full tank of gas. And that's why, I love the idea behind US Gear Co. and why I was so passionate about helping you guys. It's just one of the many reasons why, I want to be a part of the US Gear Co. brand.
So you got some Ready Man products on your site. We've had Jeff Kirkham on the show several times.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he's a really interesting, very genuine human.
Yeah, he's a smart entrepreneur.
Yes, and if you look at all these products, I believe there's only one that's not a true Utah company, which are the Amend 2 mags, but we love those guys and they do a lot of work with us to support our events and stuff like that. But everything else here, Bone Dry, Axle, Ready Man, My Medic, all that product, they're all Utah companies.
Nice.
And I bet there's a lot of companies that people don't realize are in Utah. Even Utahns are like.
Yeah, there's a lot of specifically firearms related companies up that way too.
Yeah, gun butter. The list goes on. There's a lot of really cool companies here in Utah.
Yeah. So I was going to say, you're talking about the Baja, episode 139, Talking Lead episode 139. This is back in 2016. We had Jeff Benrud. Do you know Jeff Benrud?
I do not.
So he's an Army Special Operations veteran. He's a at the time, he was a 3-time Baja Ironman competitor.
Okay.
So we had him on, and he was talking about, I think he was doing it on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But that was a really good episode with him. So you might be interested in going back and listening to that one.
Yeah, definitely. Watching the guys on the bikes and the ATVs run the Baja, especially Ironman. So Ironman means he runs it 100% himself on the bike. And that's pretty incredible to see. If you've ever seen the movie Dust to Glory, that covers the story of Mouse McCoy. At least I think Mouse McCoy's the racer. He might be the director. Anyways, that's incredible. And to know that anyone Ironman.
Yeah, and then Ricky Johnson. He's the 2-time at the time. He was a 2-time Baja 1000 winner. So we had him on with Jeff.
Okay. It's an amazing sport. There's a lot of work behind the scenes to have to make, go in to make stuff like that happen.
But again, you wouldn't think Baja 1000 firearms, but it all ties in, and that's what we try to do on this show is we get people like this. We get we had Andre Arvosky on from he was an NRA and MMA champion. So Carl Malone's been on the show.
Oh, nice.
We get Jack Carr. We get authors. I don't know how many different authors we've had on.
Jack Carr also lives in Utah.
Yep, he certainly does.
Yep.
When he's not in Hollywood now.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to be buying a house in Hollywood soon. As big as he's taken off. I talked to him. I actually talked to him about your event because I had him on just recently. And I was telling him about it. He'd never heard of it, and he was like, "Dude, I would so love to go to that." He said, "But I've got to be in." He just did his book release of his new book, Only the Dead, and he's like, "I got to travel for the book release." So maybe we could get him out there next year.
Yeah, we'll get you and Jack Carr out there next year.
Well, I mean, if you get Jack Carr, that's a win.
We'll
But I would
mount-
love to come out there, definitely.
We'll mount the 50 cal up on top of his Land Cruiser 60 series.
Oh, I'm sure he would love that.
Yeah, he'd go for that.
No doubt about it. So the event. So what do you? So we kind of talked about. You're not really sure about expanding it. You're probably going to do another one this size next year, possibly maybe upping the the offerings for the
Potentially. I mean, everything right now is in the air of what direction we would go. I poll the vendors with a survey afterwards of, would you guys want to see a 2-day event? Because really, it comes down to the vendors. I know everyone always says the customer is always right. With an event like this, and I've done a bunch of events, but personally, to me, I mean, obviously I want everyone to have a positive experience, and that's not always going to happen. But really, the vendors, if you can give the vendors and the sponsors the best experience, it's going to translate down to the consumer, the attendees, the spectators. And so that's one focus that we've taken that approach for 2 years now, that we obviously want to have a good experience for the participant. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
There is no event without the vendors and the sponsors. So, trying to figure out like a really good balance.
And you don't get them without the attendees. So it's kind of a
it's interesting.
Yeah, it's a vicious circle. But I went to last year. I went to an event. And our buddy Chad, Keltec Chad, we went to Sturgis. There was a gun event that happened, a range day event that they were trying to set up there. And I mean, it's a cool concept, great concept on what they were trying to do. And I mean, you couldn't get a better captive audience than Sturgis, for a gun event. And, I just think if they had you guys behind the promotion and marketing of it, it would have done a lot better. It was kind of a flop, but it was still, at the same time, you could just see how awesome it could be, kind of deal.
Well, I don't know. We've figured out an interesting niche here, and it's expanded into opportunities that I wouldn't have figured last year. I mean, we're doing a private shooting event with coinciding with a supercar group. So we're private closed event, invite only to a bunch of supercar guys.
Yeah.
And then we're running the gun side of things with a lot of the favorites from SHOOTAH with the full auto saws and the minigun, Glock 18. So it's going to be really cool to see how well that's received from this group of car guys. And we're going to start to, we want to do more events like that, private events.
I mean, NASCAR and guns go together great too. I've had several NASCAR people on the show too. We actually one time we sponsored one of the NASCAR trucks in the Camping World Series.
Oh, nice.
Had our logo on it was awesome, man. And he had an epic wreck too. It made all the Sports Center highlight reels and everything like that.
That's good advertising right there.
Yeah, that was a good time. Enjoyed that.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, we've got another event coming up in August that we are doing. Again, we're looking to bridge this car community into the gun community and raise a bunch of money for veteran causes.
Yeah.
And so we've got drag racing, drift car ride-alongs, go-karting, gun vendors, supercars. I'm working on getting some helicopters to have a static display, like an Apache and maybe a Blackhawk from the National Guard.
Yeah.
Monster truck ride-alongs I'm working on. So this event in August, in like 2 short months, it's going to be like nothing that people have
Is
ever
this
seen.
an open to the public kind of deal too? What's it called?
So right now, we're kind of in between names. For a while, we've been calling it Blackhawks and Bugattis because there's like 2 untouchable things that are, it's just got sex appeal to it. Whether you're in the, firearm military world or the car world, it's like, just two untouchable, awesome things. So Yeah, we may stick with that, and we may change it to something else. But yeah, it'll be really cool.
And that's in August. That's coming up a couple of months.
Yeah, it's going to be at the Utah Motorsports campus. So actually, everyone's going to hear about it here first.
Nice.
Because we have not released details about it.
We are the show for exclusives.
There you go. That's your exclusive bombshell.
Didn't let me down. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. And where can they go get more information on that?
Nowhere yet. So I guess maybe in the next 2 days,
Tom's ticking.
I'll get something up so that. How about this? For now, hit UtahShooters.com. I'll have some information posted on the landing page there.
Okay, or they can email you, get in touch with you.
Oh yeah.
PM you on the social medias.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram, usgear.co or Utah Shooters. Either one of those accounts. I monitor those accounts and try to do them justice.
Okay, cool. So if any of you lead heads are interested, hit Jason up, and he'll get more information on the race cars and race guns.
Yeah, there you go.
Hot cars, hot guns. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be a wild event just because there's not an event like it. So.
Is there gonna be? No, I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. I'm not gonna go down that road. Well, cool. I appreciate you and Tyler coming on. Evan, appreciate you arranging it, setting it up, telling us more about the SHOOTAH event. Is there anything else about SHOOTAH that we need to know that you wanted to talk about?
Man, other than thanking everyone who came out, thanking the sponsors, the vendors. Evan was huge for our efforts this year. So it frees Tyler and I up to go shake hands and talk with those vendors and those sponsors and
do the networking that you need to do.
Yeah, be available for fires to put out. But I mean, I'll be honest, my radio died at about. What I'm guessing was probably about 2 p.m., maybe even 1:30, and I didn't realize it. For 2 hours, and I thought, man, this thing's been awfully quiet, and the show was just working.
Going on without a hitch without you. You're like,
Yeah, because we put all the power in Evan's hands to just handle things, and if he needed me, come find me. But my radio wasn't working, and nothing was on fire, so credit to Evan.
That's good. Did y'all have snow during this event?
No.
All the snow was gone by this time?
Well, we have record snowfall, as you may know, and so the range is situated right next to
I remember seeing the runoff that you guys filmed beforehand. Yeah, it was amazing.
There's a water basin right there. You actually have to drive over to get to the range, and we were within 12 to 16 inches of having water get to a point where it could flood the entire range. But
wow,
thankfully, it never got to that point.
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you guys for letting me, run the event, and thank you, Lefty, for getting us on here and getting the word out. It was an amazing event. I mean, from start to finish, I was very busy the whole time, but I was very thankful to be a part of it. I did get to take part. So AGM set up the whole After Dark with Jason here, and so AGM does like thermal and night vision, and it was awesome. We had such a cool events set up. We had like a shoot house, and people, I think it was Noveski gel blasters. They brought in like 3-on-3 gel blasters with thermal vision, and you go into the shoot house and shoot other guys with gel blasters.
Oh, nice.
And then they had airsoft and Utah air guns were set up shooting night vision, and then Jason set up this whole ordeal with side-by-sides, and you can drive around with night vision, and there's guys in the bushes with night vision shooting at each other with gel blasters. And it was wild. I mean,
this is the stuff I want you to talk about. Tell me what all was going on at this thing. That's cool.
All right.
It was so rad. But it was hard to get a lot of footage on that for like social media because it was at night, right?
Yeah, so but that just makes them, you talk about it and let people know it's there, and then they're going to come out and see it.
Yeah.
Experience for themselves.
Let's break this down. So
break it down.
We had 4-seat Can-Ams, and we had guys driving that have hours upon hours of driving at night in the military for some of their jobs that they did. So I trusted them to not, get in a situation of rolling a side by
Not
side.
to kill people.
Yeah. It's like, hey, let's keep it under, 30 miles an hour. But the participants, they go out in groups of 3 in these side by sides. We had 6 guys in the hills, kind of in the trees and bushes, and everyone's shooting tracer rounds. So under night vision, you just see a whole lot of tracer rounds going back and forth. The attendees in the side by sides had airsoft, and then the guys, the enemy combatants in the bushes, they had gel blasters. So that way there's.
So what's a gel blaster?
They're like these little water BBs that just kind of explode on impact, and
it's just
like a paintball.
But
but scale a paintball down like by 100 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the way
they don't hurt at all.
Yeah, they don't really hurt unless you get shot in the eye, let's say.
Right.
But
that's why you wear iPro.
That's why you wear
tactical RX.
Goggles. Yeah.
iPro.
Really tight wraparounds or goggles. I'm going to recommend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
But I tell you, the greatest compliment that I can get as an event coordinator of pulling this thing off is from some of these national brands that have come out to SHOOTAH for their first time, particularly this year. A couple stuck it out for the night shoot, and they pulled me aside and just said, we go to these shows all year and nothing compares to this, and this is the best show this is now our favorite show.
Nice.
And this is my 3rd year of kind of creating SHOOTAH into what it is. So it's really, it's awesome to hear. That's the best thing. That's the best compliment I can get is from these vendors who are like, hey, we go to these shows for.
You can't get a better endorsement than from a vendor, because they go to these things all year round. And
I worry about some of these companies put up a lot of money in marketing, their marketing dollars into a sponsorship or just traveling, right? Just coming from a neighboring state with a crew of 3 to 4 people, you're talking food, lodging.
Oh, yeah.
It racks up, and so to hear, to get such a feedback like that, it's like, okay, cool, like we should do this again, right? Let's regroup and start planning for next year, because now.
Well, it sounds like each year you guys are raising the bar every year, and bringing something new and different each time, and I'm really sad I missed it.
Hardhead Veterans comes up from Texas, and their feedback was, I think they put this out on their Instagram post at some point, but their comment was Utah is raising the bar for the gun industry. And like that to me is just like, oh my gosh, like those guys are innovators of, from what they're doing, and they've got a really cool brand and mission. And so it's like that to me
huge
is just
compliment. Yeah, it's a huge endorsement.
Yeah, that's the coolest stuff that I can hear.
Well, congratulations on a successful event, SHOOTAH 2023, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to pull off for 2024.
I know there's a lot of pressure now.
You just create the pressure for yourself, man.
Maybe we're shooting from helicopters next year.
That'd be sweet. That would be nice.
Something like that. We got to up the ante somehow.
You got to bring some archery in and do archery from the helicopter. That would be.
Oh.
That would be
like
something.
Grenade tips.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking.
Or you do the gel tips on them and shoot people.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't listen to me. So, give everybody again where they can go. You got your website, your social medias for Utah Shooters, US Gear Co., and if you've got something specific just for SHOOTAH.
So right now it would be utahshooters.com, usgearco.com for our store. We've got our big event coming up, which may be called Blackhawks and Bugattis, and it may not. I don't know. We'll figure it out in the next 24 hours so we can get something up there.
There you go.
And then Instagram, Utah Shooters and US Gear Co. Best way to keep tabs on us.
How about bullets and Bugattis?
Bullets and Bugattis. Well, there's one Bugatti in the state of Utah, and I heard it's pretty hard to get. But we'll have everything else under the sun. There's a lot of supercars here in Utah, so
yeah.
See.
cool. Just a
But
suggestion.
it's just a good name. I mean, how can you not love that name?
I love it. You just got to come up with a logo for it.
I know. We're working on it.
Got to get the logo for it.
Yeah.
All right, Leadheads, go check them out on their socials. Go follow them. Let them know that you're a Leadhead and you heard about them here on the Talking Lead podcast. And if you're interested in the yet to be named cars and gun event, go hit Jason up. Also, go show all of our sponsors some love. Mission First Tactical, Seal One. I'm trying to get all the ones that use the same code here. Factory 47, Keltec, and Lockdown. Use the code LEADHEAD, and you're going to get a whopping discount at all those places. 20% at Mission First Tactical, 25% at Seal One. Factory 47, you're going to get 10% off. Keltec, you're going to get 15% off. And Lockdown, you're going to get 15% off. Kraken Cases, you guys go check them out. Go to their website. They're going to be in that big giveaway, the big 3-gun giveaway that we're going to be doing coming up in the next couple of months. Use the code TALKINGLEAD. You're going to get 10% off at Kraken Cases. Go to Medicine in Bad Places. Use the code LEADHEAD or LEADHEAD20. I still don't know which one it is. I haven't verified it yet. But if one doesn't work, use the other one. You're going to get 20% off at Medicine in Bad Places. So go there, build out your own medical kit for your house, for your car, for your EDC. They've got everything you need right there. Plus, they've got training courses that you can sign up for across the nation. Defiant Munitions for your ammunition needs. Go to Defiant Munitions. Use the code all caps LEADHEAD. You're going to get 10% off. And some of the Memorial Day discounts may still be in place. Some of these places were running even better deals, so you'll just have to go to their websites, and it's not going to hurt my feelings, if you're going to save more money, so please do. As I've told you in the past, I get nothing from you guys using these codes other than positive feedback from our sponsors. So that's how we show them love, is that you guys are using these codes. They know you're hearing about them, you're buying their products, you're following them on the social medias, you're liking their posts, sharing their posts, commenting on their posts, letting them know that you're Leadheads. That's the way to do it. So you want to support me, you go support them.
I got to say, out of all the podcasts and affiliate codes I've heard of or discount codes, yours are by far the best. Like the percentage wise, like the discounts you guys are hooking us up with. So I appreciate all of that.
And we've got more coming. Just a little tease. We've got more new codes coming from some new companies, so stand by for that.
Nice.
Not going to say who it is yet. Don't want to hex it. So, Leadheads, go and again subscribe to our channel too. I need you subscribing and liking my stuff too, not just our sponsors. I just signed up on Rumble, so I've got a presence on Rumble now, and I'm going to start posting videos and things to Rumble. I've posted a few there. I think I've got 3 or 4 up right now. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think I'm going to do some lives, because you can do live from Rumble. I think you do I could do this whole show live, and I think I'm going to do it on Rumble. So maybe when we do the announcement for the giveaway, that might be my first Rumble. So stay tuned. Yeah. I'll let everybody know when and if I do the first live on Rumble. Either you guys on Rumble?
I started a Rumble, but it's a slow process, and it's not very user-friendly. It's hard to...
it is. It's like you got to go to your computer to upload. You can't upload from your phone, and which I'd rather upload from my computer, but sometimes you want to upload some shit from your phone. So anyway, I think it's just going to get better and better. But there's some really big channels that are on Rumble, and they seem to be doing well.
Yep.
So if I can do away with YouTube and tell YouTube to suck it, then that's what I ultimately would like to do. So be on the lookout for that. If you've got a Rumble account, go follow us on Rumble. I need to get those numbers going up. Again, I don't know how it works, but go do that. Go do all the things. Follow us on all the places. And if you've got questions, comments, suggestions that you want us to talk about on the show, AK Corner, whatever it may be, talkinglead@gmail.com. Always welcome your emails. And if you've got Jackwagon nominations or Leadhead Brigade Hero nominations. Also, email talkinglead@gmail.com. That does it, man. That's it. Great show, Jason. Again, thank you. Tell Tyler. Really appreciate him taking the time to be on. And Evan, always appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate everything that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
You're awesome. So, Leadheads, until the next episode, as always, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer.
And,
yeah, baby.
And go get you some GearCo, usgearco.com gear.
US Gear Co.
Y'all got any discount codes?
Yeah, we can do. What do you normally do for yours? Leadhead.
Leadhead.
Yep.
There you go.
They have to type it with the accent, right?
Yeah, with the southern accent, Leadhead.
You gotta get that in. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll do something. We'll do something for Leadhead. I'll go put that on there tonight.
There you go, Leadheads. There's another discount code right there from US Gear Co. Let them know how much you appreciate them. They got some cool stuff too. I'm going to get one of those jackalope hats there. Is that what you call them, jackalopes?
Yep, that's we named him Battlejack.
Battlejack, I like that. There you go, Battlejack and
Bugattis.
Battlejack and Bugattis. I dig it. All right, Leadheads, we're out.